Cha.
I really hope that the buffer took that with it. That would be just the best, actually. We're just gonna not talk about that. Hi, everybody. Welcome in to another episode of Not Quite the Unexpectables. I'm your host extraordinaire, Edward Bosco. I've got with me, as always, a beautiful cast of characters that we're going to go around the horn and introduce right now. But we're going to start with a special guest, someone who wasn't with us last week and will be playing this week. Hey, Sarah, tell everybody why you're here.
Damn you, Bosco. Damn you to hell.
I know, I've dragged you into it again.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much why I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. All right. Well, where can they find you and what are you doing?
I'm on Blue Sky and YouTube. It's there with an H and with an E. Willia. Gosh, I don't know. I don't think I have anything new to talk about that isn't NDA or, strike related. So, yeah, I'm just doing that. I'll be streaming with Rabbit tomorrow, and we got Baldur's Gate this weekend on Saturday.
Yeah, we do. The Grunge Bunch. Very nice. Well, we're going to keep the gravy train moving. Sci-Fi, welcome back for week number 2 of Not Ravenloft.
All right.
Hi, Sci-Fi.
It's good to be here for... Hi.
Hi, Sci-Fi.
Great trip.
It's good to be here for week number 2 of Not Ravenloft. You can find me streaming at twitch.tv/sci-fi, where I play a variety of games, including some D&D on occasion that I run for my friends. Going to be hoping to start up a couple campaigns in the new year for some other RPGs as well. And then, just a whole variety of stuff. I'm also on Twitter and Blue Sky at Sci-Fi TV.
Excellente. Let's hope that they're here. I'm going to throw it over to Xanalis Grimm. What have you been up to? Where can they find you? And what will you be doing in the future?
I am here. I'm doing well. Are
you, though?
I am, yeah. You can catch me tomorrow over at twitch.tv/MontyGlue at 7 p.m. PST for some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So if that piques your interest, we're pretty deep into the module. We just killed quite a few Illithid adjacent enemies. So we've got a lot still on our plate. And yeah, it's a fun game with fun people. That'll be over there. Monday over at twitch.tv/XanalisGrim at 7 p.m. PST. You can catch us coming back to Stalwart Souls, assuming I'm not still deathly ill or my power doesn't explode like it has the previous weeks. Should be on there. And then Tuesday over twitch.tv/Distortion Devil at 2 p.m. PST on Tuesdays. You can catch me, Connor, as well as Monty in Connor's Vecna Eve of Ruin game. It'll be our session 3. It's been really good so far. Very spooky, very ominous. That piques your vibe. That'll be there. And then after that stream is done, back on my channel and Bosco's channel, we are continuing our playthrough of Halo Infinite Lasso, which is maddening and all sorts of stressful in a kind of fun way comparatively to the previous Lassos. And that's me.
Very nice. And totally only those two you can find over in the Vecna game. Only them. But speaking of, we now toss it over to somebody with the most patience in the world for dealing with my shenanigans, and who was kind enough to give me the keys to this crazy train, Monty Glue.
Give me my keys
back.
What
are you up to? No, not till next week.
Gosh, everything so much. As Zan has said, tomorrow you can find me at Monty Glue quite literally everywhere. Tomorrow will be more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We had 4 sessions of just pure content, pure combat rather, and content. And Friday will be Final Fantasy XIV. Hopefully we can finish the Alexander raid. Weekend, I've got so much stuff that's gonna be happening on the weekend, so I won't be streaming. And then Monday, hopefully some Kerbo. I apologize, my stream's been all over the place. My sleeping has been terrible. Tuesday, yesterday, technically, we had our first session of Keys to the Golden Vault, which went fantastic. It was really, really fun. And I'm also in Vecna every week. However, Keys to the Golden Vault will be bi-weekly as well. And then Wednesday, I'm back. I'm going to get my keys back from Bosco. They're going to be mine again, and I'll be running more Unexpectables. Yeah.
I mean, yay, but no.
Yeah, that's everything for me. Check out my YouTube. I have shorts and stuff. They're really cool.
Very nice. And that brings it around to me. You can find me at Ed Bosco V on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and right here on twitch.tv/EdwardBosco, where tomorrow it's going to be more Sneak King. For at least part of the stream, we're going to finish the travesty that is the Burger King games. We've done them all. For some reason, you want me to 100% this awful game. So I will be doing that, and then I will be picking a classic game to play. I don't know what yet. Maybe it'll be GoldenEye. Maybe I'll play some Star Fox. Maybe it'll be an old sports game. We're going to find out, and you will too, but it'll happen live on stream. So if you want to say in what we do, come on by, say hi. If you like me suffering, also come hi and say bye to my sanity. Let's see. Friday's going to be more wrestling. Saturday, Baldur's Gate. Sunday, let me watch some football and suffer in peace. Monday will be Stalwart Souls, which you can find over on Zan's channel on twitch.tv/ZanlessGrim. Tuesday, you can find me totally not in that Vecna game and also doing some Halo Infinite Lasso, which, by the way, dare I say I'm having fun with this one? Because, like, the stakes are super low and the game is fun to play and it's weird. And I guess this is the reward for going through all of the craziness we've gone through and what's about to come. Because 1 and 2 scare me. But that's me, because we'll be back here on Wednesday for more Unexpectables, and I'm going to throw it over to Distortion Devil, a.k.a. Connor McKinley, to bring us home.
Fear the Tube.
Excellent.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm just so excited about Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered.
You've also made me excited about it.
Yeah. It's very exciting stuff. A lot of really exciting stuff actually happening, but that's neither here nor there. What's here right now is me. They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil, Instagram at Connor McKinley VA. And you can find all of my TTRPG shenanigans, including VODs for Vecna, Eve of Ruin, over at youtube.com/Devils and Dice Rolls. And yes, I did make a separate channel for it. I don't know why you're complaining.
How dare you make me click another button?
Literally, I saw someone, it's like, why did you make a separate channel for this? Why not?
Damn.
There you go. I've singled you out, one viewer. Wags my finger.
Who's not watching this channel right now?
Well, we never know. But that's happening. We got a new start time. We're going to be starting about 30 minutes earlier, so 2 o'clock PST, 4 o'clock CST we'll be starting Vecna Eve of Ruin on Tuesdays, isn't it?
It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah. Other than that, still looking for a place to slot Judgment back into my streaming schedule. And we're going to see how I feel for streams going forward, because I'm currently pretty sick. And I don't feel like grinding my face into paste against Darksiders 3 right now. So those will probably be on hold for the next little bit, but we'll see. Stay tuned to my social medias and my Discords if you want more information on that. But that's about it for me. This episode of Terzan Chronicles is brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Die Hard
It's really weird not having rabbits scream that.
I mean, I can scream it.
Yeah.
I've been
We also
muted
don't
this
have-
whole time. I screamed so loud and no one heard it.
Aw, we believe you,
also
though.
We don't have Mark here to say, duh!
I just did. Oh, well, I did it.
Nice.
I did it. He hasn't cut off lately, so I did it legit.
Oh, damn. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Die Hard Dice is your one-stop shop for dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. Get those orders in now, because the holiday season is here. The more you spend, the more extra goodies you get in your goodie bag. So head on over to dieharddice.com now, get those orders in, and get yourself some extra goodies, courtesy of the fine people at Die Hard Dice. Also, check out our spring store. We've got some brand new merch from the Gateway side of things, the Runaways comic book cover, our latest design available in all sorts of different things. It looks, in my opinion, best as a sticker or as a notebook cover, but it is also available in various t-shirt, mug, and water bottle designs, as well as a few others. So be sure to head on over to our spring store and check out those. But in all honesty, We couldn't keep doing this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you.
Bits and subs.
And
Dude,
as soon
I
as
just went to go write an intro because that's usually when I start to write an intro, and I just like, nope, you don't have
One
to.
more
stop.
week, Monty.
Yeah, throw me off.
We need to get you we need to get you one of those shock collars that you...
I've like Pavlov dogged myself super hard.
Oh man.
Also, is there any music playing?
It's just
Yeah.
that one scene
Oh,
from
there is,
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Strapped to a chair with his eyes peeled open.
Indeed. But if you can't hear it, Monty, let me know.
I can, yeah. I just didn't have it. I had to refresh. It's all good.
Oh, gotcha.
Mad Monk Montague, thank you for the 46 months. Excited for part 2. Ellie Kit,
Woo.
thank you for the 36 months. When did my sub get to its mid-30s? Me,
Damn.
when I find out how old I am. Gauze21, thank you for the 15 bits. The moth has stolen the sun, and now it has a gun. A man named Peach, thank you for the 5 months. Yo. Rand Cossack, thank you for the 56 months. Evening Unexpected Boscos, hope you're doing well. This little mini campaign has been a chaotic hoot so far. Keep it up, everyone, even you, Bosco. Me and my wife get to tune in live for once.
Well, thank you
Hey.
for being here.
Yeah. Morth Randor, thank you for gifting 10 subs to the community. Shade One Ed, thank you for the 25 months. Thanks to Probably Not a Mare for my gift sub. Yeah. Noel and Void, thank you for the 5 gifted subs to the community. Glorkschnack, Eater of Children, thank you for the 21 months of Prime. Hello. It's my
Lord
favorite
of the
D&D podcast. Huh?
Also, Lord of the Frogs in my Thursday game. I named a frog leader Glorkschnack to remember it better, and so.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Oh, God.
You've enabled them.
Panic's Slutty Hip Sway, thank you for the
What?
10 bits.
What?
Wow.
Panic's
that canon?
Slutty Little Hip Sway.
Hold on. Can you confirm, Connor? Canon?
I'm not gracing that with the response. Callum Draws, thank you for the 20 bits. It's finally snowing over here. Yeah.
Why are you
Snoo.
excited?
Because snow is great.
I love inconvenience powder. Stellar Coyote, thank you for the 22 months. Celebrating 21 plus 1. Astral Globetrotter, thank you for the 19 months. Corin Solist, thank you for the 47 months. Moff.
Moff.
Zako Duo, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Mariah Carey.
Why?
She's escaping!
She's escaped.
No- oh, she's already defrosted.
She's out.
I've already heard it on the radio.
It's
She's
December
out.
4th.
No!
Yeah. After Thanksgiving, there's no hope.
They're already dropping like flies. Amateur Crastinator, thank you for the 10 bits. Prepping for my first session zero's GM while I listen. Out of curiosity, how long does it usually take before my players negate all of my meticulous planning?
Immediately.
Well,
I was gonna
if you're
just
like-
start the game.
If you're like me and you're prepping for sort of a boss fight / heist, and then the gang decides to go shopping,
Wait, actually? Was that the last
mean-
gateway?
yeah, I mean, it was the last 2 gateways actually.
Oh my god! First of all, I'm impressed that you guys shot for 2 episodes.
Well, let's just say sidetracked.
Okay.
But that's neither
That's
here
great.
nor there.
Hey man, more content.
The answer is immediately. Callum Draws, thank you for the 25 bits. Excited to see Tolopi commit more murders tonight.
Yay!
Zenlita, thank you for the 100 bits. Bosco will give back the keys after this week, but watch out. He changed the locks.
Shh.
It's a felony, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
It's
Roto
canon, it
Ryu,
doesn't
thank you for
count.
the 50 months of Prime. Bogan Boy, thank you for the 20 bits. Hey guys, loving the content so far. Been listening to your streams while doing my paper run. Always keeps me entertained.
Heck yeah.
Ah,
Nice.
extra. Read all about it. Zako Duo, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. To Panic Slutty Little Hip Sway.
Let's go.
And finally, Zako Duo, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of cursed songs, good luck, everyone, on Whamageddon.
Alrighty then. I suppose it's about that time, right?
It's time to come to a world of Rome.
I faded it out. That's the best I can do. All right. So for those of you that have played in my games before, I have totally not stolen from Zan the fact that I like to let my players do the recap. So anyone who was here last week, or Sarah if she did her homework and wants a super gift, would anybody like to do a recap?
Dude, I was in Indiana doing Thanksgiving
No, I know.
shit.
But it's happened before at Zan's table where somebody who wasn't there somehow knew some of what happened, and it's
I just feel inadequate.
Oh, no, you're good.
Super
I had to
gift.
do homework.
No, you're good. You don't have to do homework. There's no homework here. Anyway, would anybody else like to do? Don't you do the puppy dog eyes into the microphone.
Anyway.
Well,
Any volunteers?
I don't mind.
Go for it.
So when the previous session, the group from various walks of life were brought together to try and find, I suppose I should say everyone but Zokel, were brought together to try and find an apostate group. But to do so, we wanted to get, or we were asked to get a gladiator from the gladiator pits. So we came together, went forward, and found out that Zokel, the gladiator, also known as Red Nose, was under contract. So we did our best to try and get them out of that contract the best we could, under the promise that the Terzan Empire, of which we serve, is going to assist with Zokel's medical condition, which he didn't seem too enthused about, but there we go. We got him sort of out of his contract, but were requested to do just one more game. So we did a capture the flag versus a bunch of other individuals, and we were barely able to eke it out. Tolopi revealed that they have a gun, which was very crucial to our success. And towards the end of that, oh my goodness, I don't remember their name, but Mark Allen Jr.'s character,
Cyril,
thank you, equipped some form of spell which dramatically changed the landscape and I believe released undead into the city.
Yeah.
And immediately the various forms of Terzan Guard arrived to try and quell the situation and arrested Cyril. And I believe that's where we called it as we were trying to escape from the situation.
That is correct. Septimus told you to get back to Silas and get out of the Colosseum, and you guys took off. So yeah, Zan, go ahead and take any skill you like, and you will be proficient in it for the rest of this session.
All right. Animal handling, let's go.
Excellent. How did you know? Do you have my
I'm gonna
notes?
pet all the puppies.
I swear he has my notes. Alrighty.
Vecna's one untrained skill.
Wait, actually though?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm going to put that in my notes right now. Excellent.
I just remember I'm already being like, okay, Coliseum, undead release, Zokel had like illness and he better now, yo.
No, not quite. Trying to be better though, yo.
Fair.
However, we do not start with the fleeing party. We instead take you to the Senate building to start. Which will be this one. Sarah, or should I say Dordair?
Yes.
You
Just
have...
get your freaking DoorDash jokes out
I
now.
didn't say anything.
I know
said
you're
nothing.
thinking it.
No,
Just get it out,
I didn't.
man.
No, I did not think it.
I just want it out of the way.
But it's not funny if I say it now. You have been
Good.
in the
I've
city
ruined
for less than a day since you returned from your last quest. Upon entering the city, you were immediately separated from your other 2 compatriots, one of whom seemed to be taken towards the Senate building, whereas you and your other compatriot were interrogated in a different location.
Now, sorry, was the one in the Senate Monty's character or Mark's?
Mark's. Cyril.
Okay. Yes, good, great, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Him gone.
However, after hours of questioning and not necessarily torture, but less than ideal conditions, you have since been fed and summoned to the Senate building, specifically by Silas, who you remember was the person that sent you out on the quest to find the apostate mage.
Yeah.
And you are led up the very tall steps towards the Senate building. You remember those very iconic columns in the front. There's not as much hustle and bustle as you remember. There aren't any senators in the hall. All of the guards seem to be on high alert, and what guards are even outside of the actual structure seem to be moving back and forth, and you hear whispers of something having happened at the Colosseum. You're familiar with the Colosseum. You know that it's very well known throughout the Empire, but beyond that, they don't seem to give you any other details. But you are led into a back room, and as the guards kind of place you there uncuffed, you are face to face with Silas. And Sarah, if you wouldn't mind, could you describe your character's look for everyone who's watching and listening?
Dordaire is a half orc. He's green skinned with he's very tall, 6'6", and lightly attired for a monk, obviously. And he has a quarterstaff, which hopefully they've given back to me at this point.
Yes, you do have all of your equipment on you as you're brought to Silas.
Yeah, little shock of hair in the middle of his head. He's a little bit like Mad World is playing in his head right now, a little far off gazed considering. But yeah, he stands and he's very respectful and humble as he waits to hear what's the dealio.
As you are left to your own devices and the guards kind of take off, there's this long table in between you and Silas. You're at one head of it. He seems to be at the other head of the table. And he's got a very concerned look on his face as he's kind of tapping his fingers against the desk. He then looks up after probably about 30 seconds of just kind of pensive tapping. And he looks into your eyes. And this is probably the first time you've ever seen his composure a little bit rattled. If you would like to, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Sure.
First roll of the night.
Huzzah. Insight. Okay. That is a 21. What do I take? The 21?
Yeah, you take the 21. It's the first roll, and there you go. Yep.
21!
You've activated Connor. Excellent, as it should be. You look at his face and you start to think what could possibly make him even the slightest bit unnerved, and then you start to realize that whatever happened at the Colosseum must have been very, very bad. And as you kind of put that together, he speaks. Dordaire, I regret to inform you that it seems one of your former compatriots has made a very bad situation even worse.
Can I insight again to know exactly who he's talking about?
Yes.
No, an 8. So
I will say with your 21, you're at least able to piece it together that of the 2 people you came back with, only Cyril was the one that had any kind of weird doings after what happened. Your other compatriot seemed as perplexed as you were with everything that went down. So if you had to guess, it's probably him.
do you mean Cyril, sir?
Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened. But apparently there have been undead unleashed into the city via the Colosseum.
I don't know what it would look like, but Dordaire goes a little pale.
However, that is not why I have brought you here. I have a very special task for you that requires your attention in the north.
Sir.
You are familiar with the orc tribes, are you not?
Above game, am I?
You are. So even as a half-orc, you've spent most of your time in the Terzan Empire, but you know that a majority of the full orc race, as well as a lot of half-orcs, tend to live in the Calderon Mountains.
I am, sir.
Excellent. Then you and a group of, we'll call them your new friends, who hopefully have been better vetted, are going to go on a very special task for me. And it's at about this time that all of the rest of you arrive at the Senate building. It has taken you probably a half an hour compared to the hour and a half it took you last time to get from the Senate building to the Coliseum. The streets were empty, as I mentioned at the end of last session. Everybody seemed to be either running indoors or running towards the Senate building or trying to get somewhere safe. And as you all arrive, you see this half-orc figure and Silas seemingly in the middle of a conversation as you all rush into that familiar office you all started in. And here they are now. Dordir, meet your new friends.
Huge question. The most important question of the night. Who carried me up the stairs?
That is
I
a
think that was
question
me.
All right.
There you go.
What are you, Monty? Beyond a moth.
Would everybody
I'm
like
a
to
little-
quickly describe their
yeah.
characters real quick? So we'll start with you, Monty.
I'm a 2-foot moth person. I'm green and red. I'm completely naked, but I'm very fluffy.
What race are you?
I'm a 3 Kreen. I'm a little moth 3 Kreen. It's a bug people.
Oh, okay. I remember them now.
Yeah.
Yep. Connor?
Zokel is a rather old-looking hobgoblin. He's got very light-colored, graying, nearly white hair, off-green eyes, very pallid, unhealthy-looking skin. But he is very lithely muscled. He is littered with scars and this looks like a warrior.
Zan?
Zirbos is a human, would appear so, in a very largely grayed and beaten up jester's attire. Rather than bright, colorful diamonds and checkers, they're all just kind of this muted gray, tan, and off-white. They seem to have a mask underneath a heavy cloak with a hood. The mask only goes down to just above their upper lip and is also kind of made up of a beat-up and dingy material. And they kind of just stand unassumedly looking past you and towards Silas.
And hi, Sci-Fry!
Hi.
What do you look like?
Abel is a mid-30s human man who is built very tall and very wide. He's wearing the armor of a war cleric. However, his vestments do not have any direct holy symbol on them. Instead, they are indicative of the make of dwarven armor from the Calderon Mountains.
And as you see these 4 individuals walk in, you all see what I described earlier, Silas in a very... The best words to describe it are anxious and focused demeanor as he kind of looks all of you over. Would one of you like to explain exactly what just happened?
We captured the flag.
That's about the long and short of it.
We got your gladiator, but I don't really know what else happened. There was a mage and the guard showed up.
It would appear that one of the people you sent us with was an apostate.
Good job.
Whoops. Above game. He was a what?
And you're sure of this?
That or someone else is pulling the strings to make it look like they were an apostate. They created some form of magic that summoned fields of undead around the Colosseum, hence the panic within the city.
You see Silas start to think. And he's actually going to roll an insight check on Zirboss, who is not lying. However, we'll see if he believes that. Where is my d20? There it is. You see Silas, after a few kind of deep breaths, based just on his posture, since you're very used to reading people, he seems to be comprehending what you're saying, but there are still a lot of questions. They're not necessarily directed at you, as he seems to believe what you're telling him, as those are really the only two outcomes that are possible. Either someone's pulling the strings or he screwed up. It seems he's more inclined to believe that someone else might be pulling the strings. However, he goes on to say, what happened at the Colosseum is now a senatorial issue. As for the rest of you, I believe you recall I had a objective for you in the north. That still remains, and it is where you will be sent next. Dordair here should be able to help you with the negotiations to get up the mountain. The orcs are, how do I put this kindly, not the most receptive to humans. And he's kind of looking at you, Abel and Zirboss. Hopefully,
It's a good thing they like me.
We shall certainly see. I can't say I'm familiar with how they will act to someone of your ilk. That being said, you are to get up this mountain. There is a small town near the tips of one of the peaks. It is named Oriza. You are to get into this town. We believe that that is where a collection of these apostates are gathering, for what we do not know. Find them, find out what they're doing, and put an end to it by any means necessary.
Zerboss will simply nod.
Do any of you have any questions?
Zokel raises his hand.
Yes, you.
Are we setting out immediately?
You are. Why? Is there something you need?
Just like a break is all. I had 2 fights back to back. And then all this shit happened.
Can we have a nap time?
Yeah. I want nap time.
Nap time!
Nap time!
Nap time!
Nap time!
You see him start to rub his temple. Everybody give me a group persuasion check.
Uh-oh.
Do I include this? Because Dordair's just
You
like
are part
watching
of the group.
this, like,
You are.
like
You are.
what?
You are part of the
What?
group.
Let's go 16.
All right.
A 19 for Mabel.
14.
Let's
Okay.
see. How persuasive is Zokel? Okay.
We're gonna find out.
It's not negative. That's perception. Hang on. There.
Oh, boo!
That's a 4.
I'll let you keep the 13. It'll just be a 12 because you would take one off. Did Zirboss roll?
Do you want Zerboss to roll?
It's great.
Yeah. Color me curious.
He'll just kind of sigh and realize that the group he has been tasked with escorting and doing this mission with requires rest, so we'll kind of look towards Silas. 19.
God
All right.
damn.
Well, seeing as
Low
how
roll
every
for you.
single
I know.
he's
Modest
not on
19.
his top. Yeah. He Silas seems to rub his temple, but seeing as how not even a single person failed. All right, I will make accommodations, but as soon as you are done, you are to come find me and I will send you to the north. Is that understood?
Nap time.
Nordair clicks the base of his quarterstaff on the ground and does a little bow. Sir.
I will give you these pieces of advice. Before you send out, I would recommend that if any of you are attuned to the arcane, specifically in the ways of breaking curses, these apostates are known to use dark magics. Keep that in mind if you want to counter what they may have in store for you. And number 2, and he looks at you, Dordair. While the orcs will probably welcome you with open arms, I cannot say the same for the rest of your companions. As silvered as Zirboss's tongue might be, you might have to be a little bit persuasive getting your friends up the mountain.
Dorder's lip curls up in a slight snarl, which doesn't really match his face considering he's kind of a friendly looking guy. But he nods and goes, I can protect them, sir.
Hopefully it won't come to that, but good. All of you outside, leave this hallway, make a left. Tell the guards that you are looking for refuge for the night. You will be safe in the Senate. That is all.
And he kind of motions for all of you to get out of his sight.
It's like, get the
Bye-bye.
hell out of my office.
I'll just wave to Silas and then we'll go to the door.
Anybody who would like to on the way out can roll an insight check on Silas.
Is it okay?
Ooh, I'm proficient in insight.
Zirboss lingers for just a little longer.
Yeah,
Zokil
absolutely.
turns around and leaves wordlessly. He doesn't give a shit.
It's 17 from me.
13.
Okay. Abel and Zirboss, both of you, Abel as you're leaving and Zirboss as you kind of linger and just keep your eye on Silas, both of you notice that as everyone seems to leave, the stern demeanor starts to drop a little bit as you see him deeply exhale as he is still very worried about something. And as all of you leave, and Zirboss, you linger.
As everyone starts to leave, Zirboss will just kind of speak towards Silas. The supposed apostate. They used a scroll. I don't know if this is relevant towards any future investigations, but whatever panic has been created due to this apostate's actions surely will be seen across the city wide, and I believe that was the intention.
This scroll that he used, you saw it.
For a moment.
What did you see?
Above game. What did I see? I know I saw something.
So, yeah, so as you looked at the scroll, it looked like a counterspell scroll. So when Cyril was casting it, it looked like he was trying to counter what was happening, which was the draining of the life force of the audience members.
It would appear to be, from my perceptions at least, a counterspell scroll. Something else was causing a draining of life. And once the counterspell scroll had finished, that is when the undead began to rise en masse.
You wouldn't happen to have this scroll on you, would you?
Kind of takes a deep breath. I was planning on saving it for a needed occasion, but considering that trust is hard to purchase these days, he will hand over the scroll.
Silas will walk over to that scroll, and he will pick it up in his hand. Give me another insight check.
Okay. 22.
He seems to notice something about the scroll. All he's done is put it in his hand, but it looks like he is about to open it and read it. Do you stop him?
Nope.
As he opens it up and starts to read it, you watch his eyes go wide as he soon throws the scroll down. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw, but with advantage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
18.
18. All right, so you will take half of this.
Oh.
Give me 1 second.
At the bottom, it just says, this scroll will self-destruct in 3
In
seconds.
5, 4.
If Silas reads the scroll, it explodes.
Specifically. It is... All right. I will do this in person because it'll feel better if I do it this way. All right, here we go. 1, 3... Whoop. 6... 14... You take 10 points of, this would be acid damage.
Scroll of 100 alchemist fires.
No!
How did you know? You take 10 points of acid damage. As you watch Silas duck underneath the table as it splashes the table on top of him, but doesn't seem to hit him.
Motherfucker's evasion.
Yeah, as you witness all of this go down, go ahead and give me a free Arcana check.
4. More shock to anything.
Yeah, the one thing that you are able to garner without even really needing a check, something on that scroll did activate as soon as he opened it and read it. And you know that since someone has already read it, that was probably prepared somehow. And going back to your earlier insight, that's probably what he was noticing and then had to basically make sure.
My sincerest apologies. I did not realize the scroll was trapped.
Be very careful with anything you find with these apostates. There is no depth they won't stoop to.
You believe Cyril is in league with them?
I don't claim to believe anything, but I will do my due diligence.
I'll simply nod. I'll leave the scroll there.
You notice that the scroll was evaporated in the explosion. Like it got used up.
Perhaps next time you form a group, you may wish to employ an inquisitor within your ranks.
Perhaps.
He'll simply nod and leave the way the rest of his group went.
As all of you are outside, all of you would hear something explode in the office as you watch Zirboss walk out. I assume you're probably maybe dusting or brushing yourself off to get the acidic residue
A little bit
off
of
of him.
smoke coming off of his shoulders.
Yeah.
What was that?
A remnant from the apostate. Do not worry, Silas is uninjured.
You smell like hot dogs.
Kind of looks curiously towards Tolopy. Do not believe I know what that is.
It's a food.
Speaking of which, we should manage to find some form of not only rest, but supplies for our journey ahead. Is everyone here prepared?
Looks at my items. I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
So
God, it's been a while.
I have some money. Would we know, Vasco, the road to the orcs? Is it like, are we gonna need like climbing gear or?
You would assume that to climb the mountain, there's probably some kind of a path, but if you had climbing gear, if you run into any kind of dead ends, you'd be able to traverse them. You also know that the weather is going to be very, very cold. You, in particular, Dordair, would know this because you've been there before. It gets very, very cold at the peaks of these mountains.
I forgot I had like a mess kit and 10 rations, so I'm sitting pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I can share some of my food, but we probably should restock. My voice is going to change like 3 different times because I can't remember the damn voice I settled on for Dordair.
You're good.
It was forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
I will spend 25 gold and buy a climber's kit.
Okay. Go ahead and add that to your inventory. You guys are basically able to put together a list, like a shopping list, and give it to one of the guards. So while you guys are sleeping, they can acquire the stuff for you.
I've got 5 gold. Can I get a potion or 2 with that?
Potion, like just a generic potion of healing?
You have 5 gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
A potion's like, well, depends
It's,
on.
Yeah, let me check.
It's very expensive compared to
They're very
everything.
expensive.
It is, yeah.
Aw,
I think base price it's like 25
I
gold.
think it's 25.
Diet
Let me double check.
sugar-free healing.
It's 50 gold,
Oh,
guys.
it's 50. Yep, it's 50.
Never
It is 50.
mind then.
Yeah.
I am a classic poor ass monk, okay?
I mean, it fits.
I'd like to purchase a single good berry, please.
One drug, please.
Listen, it's a running trend that all my D&D characters have no money.
Can I just
buy all-
presume I
yeah,
have
they-
bullets for my gun? Because I can't
You
find
do.
bullets.
Yeah, yeah.
as
You
an
don't
item.
have to buy bullets.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you?
I'm Tulipy. I'm your friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
I don't even know what those are.
Tolapi, are you from Terzan?
There's like literally the eyes go wide, even though they're just giant compound eyes. No. Yeah. Maybe.
I see.
All right.
I have met other travelers from beyond the Imperial or Kingdom grounds. It is interesting to make your acquaintance.
We're friends.
Indeed. Oh, Red Nose, it is an honor to meet you informal. My name is Zirbas.
Yeah. Zokel, but call me whatever you want, I guess.
Would you prefer Zokel?
I have no preference.
It is interesting that Silas has promised an assistance in finding a cure for you and I would presume your people.
Yeah, well, that's because it's probably not a promise, and it's probably not a cure.
I am curious how many people have offered this to you in the past.
I just know a grift when I see one, kid.
Indeed. Though Silas, at least in my experience, has not been so obvious with his deceptions when it comes to offering something that is not true.
He works for the government. I just assume every word he says is a deception.
That is a safe way to live your life.
He just nods knowingly.
I'm not a big fan of the government.
It's a government.
Government.
It's a government.
hear, Zirbas.
Government splashed acid on my friend.
I need to tell them something.
I'm not stopping you. And Abel, was it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I could not help but notice you were skilled in the arts of magic of a sort.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but yeah. The dwarfs under the mountain, they know all sorts of things.
Be your magic more arcane or miracles in nature?
No, we don't fuck with the arcane, you know? That's apostate shit.
I see. And your abilities, do they also lend themselves to the healing nature?
They do, but... You know, I always find that it's better to kill the person first and then worry about healing.
My man.
A sensible tactic, of course, but can you glean any sort of nature as to the peculiars of Zokel's condition?
He seems perfectly physically healthy to me.
Yeah, good luck.
If I
curious.
can't, I mean, I'm sure he's done his research.
Well, I'm curious if what afflicts him is more of a curse of sorts rather than a physical ailment.
Given that
No.
it seems to be targeting hobgoblins, that's not a bad assumption.
You were going to say?
One thing I have to go on is that nothing we've tried has worked, except channeling this energy.
Energy?
Ki, we call it.
I see.
I've heard
Yeah,
tale
I was,
that
you were telling me right in the arena you don't feel as ill because you're pushing your body to your limit.
essentially, I've heard tale that people who are masters of Ki are basically immune to diseases.
Dorder pipes
As you
up.
can-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As you can tell, I'm not quite there yet.
I am familiar with Ki myself in my training.
Just sort of raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? This making any sense to you then, kid?
Above game with my particular class, would it?
Yeah, so you know that there folks like you that have studied the martial arts and to train their body to use ki have been able to fight off disease and plagues and all sorts of ailments that typically can affect orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, all kinds of things.
I threw myself into my training young. I have never been ill myself. And that's what they told me in the school that I was taught.
Really? Never been
Not-
sick, huh? I've heard you orcs are a hardy people. But that seems a little bit hard to believe. If I wasn't following this story for decades.
Dordair kind of actually sort of looks a little sheepish. I'm actually only half orc. But it seems to be true, as I said, that I haven't been sick.
Well, I don't recommend it.
Well, Dordair. My name, as I had mentioned before, is Zirbas. This is Zokel. Tolby has already introduced themselves.
Hi!
And Abel here.
Dordair does a little a bow of his head. His eyes keep darting to Tolpe. How do you say your name? Tolapi?
Tolapi, yeah.
His eyes kind of dart back and forth to Tolapi a little bit, just being like... You can roll insight on me or whatever if you want.
Tolapi is the character.
Eyes.
It's character flavor, honestly.
7, also looking at Tolby.
Oh, man.
Tolapi is just like, new friend! Doesn't give a shit.
You friend?
Pomeranian energy.
Oh, my God.
Well, does anyone here have any experience with more military practice and positioning?
No. I start rolling out my bedroll.
Abel, you would have at least
Yeah,
some
I was gonna
training.
say Abel
yeah,
raises his hand.
You're basically a super soldier when it comes to fighting anything of the arcane. But you've fought regular battles before too that don't necessarily involve casters, so you're at least somewhat familiar.
Yeah, I mean, imagine probably not every battle is against a mage.
Correct.
Does Abel say
So,
anything?
yeah, he would raise his hand.
Well,
He says,
good.
yeah, I've seen my fair share of battle.
Well, if you do not mind, then I suppose we should default to you for our movements forward.
Well, it makes sense, considering that I just came from the mountains, and it sounds like we're going back there.
That is why I presume you were assigned to this mission.
Yeah. I would have liked to spend more time in the city, though. It was nice getting to see the sun for once.
The city is far more lethal in a lot of ways than perhaps mountain life.
Yeah, seems like they got their hands full over here with that whole apostate thing anyway.
And Dordia, you seemed rather, I suppose, practiced in your ability to speak to Silas. Are you a form of military?
I've just previously worked with him. We also faced an apostate.
I
I
see.
was with Cyril. He shudders.
Apologies, do not mean to bring up any ill feelings. However, it is safe to understand that we all have abilities that would be assistive in either dealing with or disposing of apostates.
Dordair shudders again. He's like, I did not wish to kill the apostate before. That was unintended.
Noted.
Far away look in the eyes again, just like... So that, Marines, we are leaving!
Well, I have much to contemplate on for this evening. If anyone requires any services or has any questions of me, I should make my retirement towards the fireplace.
Yeah, I will. Abel will move to the quarters as well, and prepare for the journey.
As you guys are led, assuming nobody wanted to do anything else, you guys are led to what basically looks like military-style bunk beds. They seem to be like a guard's quarter where they can take short naps and basically just rest up for a couple of hours and get right back onto duty. You guys are each given a cot. You don't necessarily have to share bunk beds if you don't want to, but if someone like, I don't know, say Tolapi wanted to share a bunk, they could. But
No,
there is...
who's sharing with me? Important. I just read something. Who am I with?
Whoever wants to be with Tolapi.
Are we all in the same room, you mean? Or
You're all in the same room, yeah. They're just basically
like a
just
barracks
imagine
room.
different... Yeah, it's like a barracks room.
Who's
so
with
is
me?
there not enough beds?
I mean, Zokel's been
is-
carrying you this
Well,
whole
it's like a
time.
bunk bed, so imagine
Okay.
somebody's going to
Oh,
be
okay,
above.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
somebody just has to be on one top and one bottom.
All right. During the long rest, I thought I slept. I don't. I have sleepless. I don't sleep, so I just watch Zokel sleep the whole time.
Oh, God! Just leaning over the... Are you on the top just, like, leaning down looking at them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like upside down, like Batman.
Oh, my
What
gosh.
you dreaming about?
What you doing?
All right, we got a long
That's-
rest in.
Terrifying. You guys are all going to get a long rest in.
Zerboss
you
during,
are- Yep.
Zerboss during this time is going to, in the insides of his dagger sheaths, going to be placing a small coat of liquid from vials in the inside of the sheath, coating each of them in a poison.
Okay.
Ooh.
Will they be a different poison or the same poison?
Same poison.
Okay, cool.
For now.
For now. All right. You are all going to receive the benefits of a long rest, so feel free for my spellcasters if you want to prep your skulls, keeping in mind what Silas said.
Yeah, I might be prep and remove curse based
Yep.
on the.
I
I
just-
almost,
yeah.
I almost clicked bestow curse by accident.
Bestow
that would have been very
curse!
funny.
No, that's the opposite of what you wanted.
I do already have dispel magic prepped.
Tolapi, as you are staring at Zokel pretty much all night, at a certain point towards the end of the long rest, somebody does bring in your climber's kit and kind of places it down at the bunk bed.
I also meant to order a pan flute as well.
You can also get that, so it would be included in the package. And as all of you guys wake up to varying degrees of comfortability, considering the conditions, you are all escorted back towards Silas's office. However, this time he is standing there with look like two court mages at the opposite end of that table. As all of you walk in, you can now see very clearly where the acid damage had hit the table. It is still missing chunks of wood.
Nice.
Aw, my mahogany.
I'm gonna, like, Abel's gonna run a finger across the damage towards the table and be like, not good. It'll never look the same.
You'll watch as Silas kind of looks all of you over before speaking.
Well, it seems you are all well rested for the journey ahead. It seems that your friend was as confused as you were about what happened at the Colosseum.
And you would all easily be able to deduce that they're talking about Cyril.
I will continue to see if I can get any more information out of them, but in the meantime, you have your orders. So I ask one last time before we send you on your way. Is there anything you require, any questions that you have?
Once this mission is complete, we either remove the apostates in the area or report back with the information about the apostates. Report directly to you or to someone else.
Directly to me, not a word to anyone else.
Understood. That's the only question I had.
He kind of motions to both of the mages, who begin to move their hands in kind of a circular motion together, and you watch as a portal seems to open up, and through the other side of it, you can actually see, Abel, you would recognize the base of the Calderon Mountains.
Ooh.
This will be a little bit quicker than horseback. I assume no one has any issues.
Is it possible?
Looks around the room.
Just no, I want to walk.
I need the steppies.
Dang it! I turn off my pedometer.
And Silas will motion for anyone who wants to be first to walk through the portal.
Dordo will go as, technically, since he's the one having to introduce these guys to orcs over this area, he will head out.
Yeah.
All right.
Abel will hop through right after.
You watch as both of them hop in. You almost watch them step into the image and then disappear.
Wahoo!
Woohoo!
Derp.
Let's go!
It's a me, Mario.
Master Zokel here, speaking to Silas, is potentially under the impression that your promise of assisting to find a cure might be a bit unfounded.
It's bullshit.
I pray that his doubts are unwarranted.
He will look over to Zokel and then back to you, Zir Boss.
I think you're well aware there's nothing I can say that would ease his mind, so hopefully my actions will prove themselves in due time.
Sure, but you also seem like someone who does not like to be in debt to people. And if this cure is not materialized, you would certainly be within a debt.
'Twould be a shame indeed.
Simply nod, then nod towards Zokel and head through the portal.
I charge heavy interest. He cracks his knuckles.
Well, then let us hope that I succeed.
You better.
He almost makes a show of getting out of your way, as if somebody making way for a dignitary. He'll even give you a gentle bow. It oozes of sarcasm.
Oh, how lovely for
Yes.
I'm just here for the light, and I run into the portal.
And as the last person moves into the portal, all of you who have already stepped through see a similar reflection of the room you were just in behind all of the people that are walking through, and as Tolopi jumps through it, you watch it close up. As you now stand at the base of the Calderon Mountains, that is where we're going to take a quick break.
Ah!
Alright.
Oh my god. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
I
guess I'll go bathroom.
Yeah, I gotta use the
Yay!
bathroom badly too.
Go for it. I picked the right time to do
Goomba!
it.
I see Goomba in chat.
There's a Goomba! What up,
Speaking of
Gaijin?
light-
Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba's here.
Gaijin Goomba with no H? That's crazy. It wouldn't be a Wednesday without Gaijin Goomba.
With no age.
With no H. Well, thank you for swinging by, Gaijin. It's good to see you. I hope you're enjoying your evening off. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying episode 2 of 2 of the Terzan Chronicles, Age of the Arcane. We're sending them up into the mountains, for those of you who have been joining late. Connor's still very in character.
Connor, yeah, we're on break. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to be in character like that.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry everybody.
Yeah,
I'm
just
better
stop
now.
coughing and being gruff.
That's a good dedication, though. Like, I made a character who's dying from illness
Who's
and then
sick
not
while you're
sick.
sick? Yeah.
I assure you that was complete coincidence.
Connor is what we
it's
refer
good
to as
method
a
acting,
method role player.
Yeah, exactly.
Method actor, man. Don't belittle him like that. The man makes money doing this. Professional entertainer Connor McKinley. World-renowned doorknob licker.
It's true. It's true.
It's always really funny telling people like what I do for a living and be like, I play video games on stream, and they're like, "Oh, are you good at them?" No.
So, like,
Like
do people
the
watch you?
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than I DM for a living. I just tell people, yeah, I play professional army men.
Nice. Cypher, are you currently DMing anything at the moment, or are you just doing like
I
GTA stuff?
My Thursday game is literally in their final boss fight.
Oh wow.
Where they are fighting two halves of the soul of a dying god in order to bring them back together again.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna be very sick because
So how many?
don't tell my players because it's actually two boss fights in one.
Oh
it's a God of
snap! It's
Order
not
and
even their
Chaos.
final form.
Yeah, they're just gonna have a. They think the dragon's the final boss, but they don't know.
You're gonna be so pissed when they listen to this episode for no reason. And they're like, I knew it.
For no reason, they listen to this, and then they're like, "Oh, I've been."
Oh, our DM's in that. Let's listen to this two shot.
Yeah, right.
Oops.
Oh,
Lunar
Yeah,
Hawk,
and then-
thank you. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, and then after the new year, I'm gonna try to start up some games of some different RPGs. I really want to run a Lancer game. but
I was
need
just
a
gonna
group
ask
for
if you were
that.
gonna do Lancer. Hell yeah.
Lancer's great.
Mhm.
Lancer's fucking fantastic.
I just completely unrelated. Goblin is going muffin mode. She's like tucked her arms in.
She lost her
Muffin.
arms in battle.
No.
She rarely does that, but she's currently in her heated bed with her
I was-
just totally muffin mode. It's so cute.
I was so ready to have Socrates come in again, and just nope.
So great.
I can't afford their day rate, so they're not meowing. But Lunar Hawk, thank you so much for the 5 bits. Did not know you guys were streaming tonight. Also, Bosco, the whole apostate thing, is this Dragon Age style or something else entirely, or can you not say yet? It's definitely inspired by Dragon Age in the way that they set all that stuff up, but it's not the Dragon Age setting. So, what were you going to say, Monty?
I have a fortune cookie. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ooh.
Oh, what the hell? Now is
Huh?
a good time for a bit of solitude.
God.
Crazy.
All right.
I live by myself. What do
That's
you
it.
mean?
That's the opposite of touch grass.
or do you?
Touch tile, nerd.
Oh my god.
Phil Lane, thank you for the 95 bits. Having fun in the Northeast getting snowed on. Western part of my state has gotten a few feet. Very nice. And then we've got a 1,000 bits from
fuck.
Scythe Drago saying, hey guys, been watching the VODs ever since the early days. Can't stay for the live show because my wife is currently in labor with our first child.
Holy
Our baby
fuck.
girl's name is going to be... Oh...
Eowyn.
Eowyn. Okay, I knew I was going to mess that up. From Lord of the Rings. Just wanted to pop in and drop the good news and to say keep up the good work of being the best D&D show. I look forward to every week. See you all in the VODs. Hashtag 1K Years Gateway. Nice.
1,000 Years Gateway. Let's
Gateway.
Let's
go.
go.
There's 3 of us here now.
Also, congratulations.
There
Yeah.
are dozens of us.
That's so awesome. Also, your kid's going to have a badass name.
Yeah, huge.
Very nice.
Bring back
God.
naming children after fictional characters. I want to see Naruto's running around.
God,
We have-
yeah, it
Ew.
just hit me that we're gonna start hitting the generation
Oh.
of people gonna be naming their kids after like
I
Final Fantasy or Dragon Ball
no,
characters.
I saw a picture of like a list of children's names at kindergarten. There was a Sora and a Riku, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's
Oh,
happening
no.
now!"
The
Dude,
cultural
there's-
reset has begun.
Hasn't somebody already named their kid or their cat Remus? I forget which one. And that freaks me out.
This is my
We
child,
have
Sonic.
there are 2 children of viewers that are named after Unexpectables characters, but thankfully they chose normal names.
Was it Willow?
Isla.
There's Isla, and
It
then
was
there
Isla.
is Willow.
Oh, there is a Willow. Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two. There's Willow and there's Isla, which I'm just like, those are good names to choose. I think those are like, you
Yeah,
know,
those
good
are
names,
normal
yeah.
enough. When
kids are gonna be
you
bullies.
Naming my
walk
child
away-
Tolapi.
They're going to be the bullies.
Man,
I would not fuck
want.
with a Naruto.
This is my beautiful daughter Pikachu. Oh no.
I'm just glad nobody named their child like Scarbles or something. That would be messed up.
That's got to be somebody's nickname, if anything.
It's coming.
Yep.
Now that you said it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
That's what it was. It was somebody's cat who was named Remus. Okay,
Yeah.
I did see your picture in Wisconsin.
This is
Listen,
my child, the God Emperor of mankind.
names are hard, bro.
Yeah, but like
Like-
actually.
Especially when like you're not naming a D&D character, you have to name like a full human being. Like that's great. I couldn't imagine, bro.
You're
I just named my character Abel because my character in the other one shot was Cain.
That.
There you go. And there you go.
I wonder if anyone's picked up on Tolapi's reference.
Togepi?
Tolapi.
Well, but
No, I thought-
Togepi is the Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah, I
I wondered
They were
if it
asking
was
if that
a
was the
reference.
It does sound like
It is not Togepi. Just Google the name and you'll discover very quickly why I named them Tolapi.
That's
It's just the most racist
That's-
thing we've ever seen.
It's like, oh my God, Monty! Why would you do that?
oh, it's a kind of moth.
Oh.
It's the large
Wow,
Tolapi
cool.
moth.
That thing is fluffy.
I love basing characters off real animals, like
Moths
Nai.
kick ass.
Species is found from Nova Scotia to Central Florida. Holy. This moth gets around.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
Monty.
pink silk moths actually exist. Like, how
Bow
the fuck
chicka
does
wow
the
wow.
being become that character or become that color?
So pretty and yellow and pinky.
But do they
You know
have
what's-
mouths?
You know
Yes,
what's
they do.
crazy about caterpillars turning into like butterflies and other shit? They actually retain their memories even though they turn into fucking soup to become
Oh.
like a butterfly. It's like
We
they
need to do that.
Oh
That's-
my
yeah.
God,
We need to figure
there's
it out.
actually something called a Venezuela poodle moth. It is so fluffy.
We gotta figure out the goop method stat. I'm on my way.
Listen, man,
Fortis,
I'd be afraid
you
I'd
named-
get stuck in the goop.
Fortis said you named your moth Moth.
Yup.
Yes, and he loves chai tea.
So he
And
likes
uses the
tea.
ATM machine.
He likes tea.
Oh, I love the
And-
ATM machine.
And nan bread. He loves nan bread.
Yummers. I'm gonna get some water.
I will be right back.
There's a moth that looks like meat.
Ew. Meat moth.
Nice.
Check this shit out.
I love nature.
Damn, nature, you scary.
Ugh. What's that thing? It's like, I don't know. That's scary.
Oh, this power surging through me! Master, what is this? I don't know. It's scary.
Also, why does that moth look like beef, bro?
I don't know. It just does. Hang on.
That's
like
crazy.
it was
Discovered
done
in
medium
Arizona.
rare.
The
Yeah, they made that moth medium rare, bro.
I like mine a little.
Lithophany
I like mine less pink.
Lithophany liae was discovered in the mountains east of Tucson, Arizona. Or I guess it's Tucson, whatever. Yeah, it just looks like a steak.
I like how scruggled it looks too. Like it looks like meat and it looks scruggled.
Oh, fuck. This is the moth equivalent of Zokel. He's just charred beef. Named him Bullion. Amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna grab water like I said I was going to. After I post this moth.
Dude, he's flexing.
Dang.
Got my gains!
Gains. Goss21, thank you for the bits. What if the moths and butterflies crossbreed and we get the mothfly?
The bath.
The bath.
The bath.
Master, I need a bath.
Hand me the beer. The bear? No, the beer. I've been watching a crap ton of the Goes Wrong show. It's really fun, actually.
Excellent.
You don't even know what I'm talking about. How dare you?
What? No, what? I totally, yeah, it's that thing that you like.
I mean, out of
Nail
all
it.
of us, Sarah, you are in punching range of Bosco.
It's true. Zanwin, thank you for the tier 1 sub. First stream since turning 30 Friday. Hope everything goes well for you all. Well, thank you, and congratulations on turning the dust. I mean 30.
Yeah.
Oh, my bones!
Again, I just want to thank everybody for swinging by on this Wednesday evening / Thursday morning for wherever you are in the world. We definitely appreciate it. And for those of you that are curious, this is a 2-shot, so next week we'll be back to regular Unexpectables, and we will keep you posted about what's going down during the holidays, because I know New Year's and Christmas are right around the corner, which I both think are on a Wednesday this year. So when we figure that out, we will let all of you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
The holiday season.
Oh, right, yeah, because we
Yeah.
have...
We
my
have
brain
Christmas Day
turned
on
off.
Wednesday and New Year's Day. So New Year's Day is not as big of a deal, but Christmas, somebody might be busy all day, so we'd have to see.
I will be in Minnesota during that time.
Oh, there you go.
So
Yeah, so we're
Minnesota.
probably going to have the 25th and the 1st off, because obviously...
Holidays.
it's time. It's time. The Jarn rescue arc.
Oh, man. Black Belt Gamer 98, 40 bits. Bosco, you are an awesome DM for letting your players have firearms. I mean,
Wow,
I think it makes
thanks.
sense in the
Yeah,
no,
cool.
no. It makes sense for this setting specifically because I want the dwarves to kind of handle all of that stuff. Not every setting lends itself to firearms, which is why it's not always in all of the different settings. For example, Unexpectables. There's not like anything like it at all. So I think the closest thing is like a harpoon gun, which should be eliminated immediately.
There are
and banned.
cannons, and...
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
that's true. On ships, I guess that's true.
Imagine fireworks, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gauze, thank you for the bits once again. Force89 made the perfect name for a half moth, half butterfly.
Oh, hey, it's Piccolo. Back to
The
the
butter
It's
off?
Piccolo. Okay, back to suffering.
Oh boy. Do not give Milo a blicky. What? What?
Listen,
All right.
we don't want the Unexpectables to become a point-and-click adventure game.
We really don't.
But why not?
However, if it becomes a quick time story-based video game, I would be down with that, like Wolf Among Us. Bug Gamer, thank you for the 20 bits. The tech exists in Alavast. They just need to figure out how to make it smaller. I mean, I guess that's fair. Maybe in like 150 years in the future.
It's also
At least
different when it's like
150.
we used gunpowder because it was more efficient way of being like, hey, I have a bunch of people who aren't giant buff people and I
Yep.
need to fight wars. Here's this thing that will even equalize it. A little difficult to justify that invention when you have literal magic, which does the same thing.
Who's my
That's
favorite
why
wolf
in-
among us here?
That's why in Prince Division, like, guns were created by humans who couldn't use magic, which is why they never developed very well, because most humans could use magic.
The only reason Tanis used one is because he thought it was going to be the hot new thing, and he actually learned how to use them when they were invented, and then people just stopped using it, so he was like, oh, okay.
Listen, you gotta give them magic guns.
It's true.
That's the, like, outlaw
That's the
star.
hot ticket.
And to be
yeah.
fair, I used it to great effect whenever
You
I
did,
could.
yeah, but certain things weren't really affected by it, like dragons and orcs and stuff were resistant to guns naturally. I
When
just
saw
like
that
if you,
human.
I just think
12
modern,
o'clock.
I think modern fantasy with bows and swords is so fucking cool.
Oh, my favorite like parts of like D&D is when it like starts to like border on sci-fi but with magic instead of technology.
Oh, you'd love my friend Gaius's settings then. They do like, you know, high tech but magic high tech fantasy settings, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm such a poser. I just like the classic Lord of the Rings style sci, like, you know.
My Thursday group, they've been doing a lot of interplanar travel stuff, and they went to basically this place that is like where these people that live in the astral plane like regulate planar travel, and then it took them like all of 5 minutes to figure out that I just made them go to the space DMV. They had to like fill out paperwork on like, here's where I'm traveling to, here's my home plane,
Oh my god.
here's what I'm declaring as baggage.
Imagine Sigil is like that.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Gotta
order
go
to
through
use the
airport
portal hub,
security, through the city of doors.
there's just an illithid scanning people's minds. Who next? Who next? I detect that your passport is out of date. You cannot hide the truth from me. Back of the line.
And the metal detectors are just rust monsters they have on leashes, just in case they detect any metal.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like the bomb sniffer dogs, except for they're rust monsters.
Is everybody back?
I'm back.
I think so.
I'm
I
back.
believe so.
All right, then let's do it like... Never mind. Where did I put my tab? There it is.
We know Brutus did it.
No, shh.
At least twice.
Shh. God, don't say the name. I get triggered.
Did he?
Dun 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 dun. Wait for it. Oh, I know you want to play. Come on now.
Someone's playing.
Yeah, there's a sound effect.
Oh, perfect. All right. Well, if you guys can hear it and I can't, that's weird, but I will trust you. We'll put it right there. As you guys step through that portal and watch it completely close, you guys are faced what looks like a massive cliff face that goes straight up. And as you guys begin to walk towards it, you notice that at the base of what looks like this giant mountain range appears to be very small huts off in the distance. It seems to be almost like a collection of just some kind of small village that has been basically been built out of straws and sticks and mud and pretty much anything that you can find on this kind of plains that you're currently on before you get directly towards the mountain face. But as you get a little bit closer, you notice that there's also kind of like this wooden fence that's been built as kind of like a barrier that circles around the encampment. And you notice that there are two orcs that guard the front of this encampment of sorts. One of them appears to be completely bald with the trademark orc tusks, probably around 6 feet 7 inches, while the one to their right is a long black-haired orc who stands closer to 7 feet tall, much larger and bulkier, as the two of them seem to be conversing at the entrance that Dordare would lead probably up towards one of the mountain passes, as the orcs have kind of made an encampment not just on the mountain itself, but they also have these smaller encampments at the base to kind of guard against people just walking up the mountain whenever they want. Unless you wanted to try to scale the cliff face.
No, I don't think so.
Tolopi, unless someone stops Tolopi will approach the two orcs.
Okay, Tolopi, you are welcome to approach.
Dordare's like trying to size stuff up and then sees Tolopi going. He's just like, no. Oh, God, come
and
on.
an orc to the two orcs, I say, "Hello, my friends."
They kind of look down at you and then look back at each other to make sure that they haven't like lost their mind.
Dordare stumbles up, grabs Tolopi, and like looks up at them both, like just holding him out in front of him, and then slowly puts Tolopi behind his back.
What languages do you speak?
Orc, Elvish, and Common.
In Orcish, you hear them speak. Who the hell is that guy?
I'm Tolopi.
Winces.
Do you say that in Orcish?
Yeah. I speak orc.
They both blink and look at each other.
What the hell's going on here?
We are travelers.
Dordare trying to regain control of this situation, bows a little bit with Tolopi still behind his back and goes, "We wish safe passage through your village."
All right, wait, what? How do they speak to... What's your name, little one?
Tolopi. Of course I speak orc. I'm also green.
Right, well, listen here, Tilapia. I don't know what y'all want, but... I just... listen, I don't really get to make the decisions about who goes in and out. All I know is we're not letting anybody up the mountain right now.
Why?
I don't know. Orders.
Why?
Because I was told not to do it.
Why?
Why do you ask so much questions?
Why? And I think to myself that time.
Dordare just looks so perplexed, like, why? And he says, "Is there someone we could speak to about passage? Or perhaps we could assist with your issue that is keeping us from passage?"
I mean,
He's awkwardly holding this little furry thing behind his back. I imagine Tolopi is like peeking around him.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, and I will give you advantage because you're speaking in Orcish.
Sure.
You have lovely ankles, Dordar.
It's Dordare. Oh, 19.
So with the 19, the guards kind of look at themselves and kind of look back at you and then look over at Tolopi and then back to themselves. You see the other guard kind of speak up. I mean, I could maybe, you're kind of in luck. There's a visitor here. We got the war boss in. His name is Draka Death Dealer. I'm sure you heard of him.
Above game, have I?
Go ahead and give me a history check. Tolopi can roll this too because they speak Orcish. They might randomly know it.
Yay!
So can anybody
my
else who's
history's
within
shit.
earshot and speaks Orcish.
Do not speak Orcish, so
That's 6.
Thank God!
speaking nonsense.
Wow. Tolopi, however you managed to learn the orc language, it required you to at least read up on the orcs. And you are familiar with Draka, spelled Draka. He is the leader of the orcs in this area. And while you know that the orcs are typically very tribal, This individual seems to oversee all of the different tribes that live in the mountains. So while they kind of have their own communities where they have their own rules and regulations, he oversees everything. So if he's shutting it down, that's the reason why they're not letting you through. He just happens to be here, and he would be the guy to talk to.
I mean, yeah, Dordare was raised with humans, so he maybe, yeah, that's
Oh, could we talk to War Boss Draka to figure out what's going on?
I say in Orcish.
Dordare's head whips around like, how do you know this?
Oh, because I lived with orcs for a while. They were like, "You're green, we're green. You can hang out," and I was like, "Yay, new friends!" It was kind of like the goblins.
I mean, if they know the boss, we could probably. You think you would? I mean, I don't know if they would. All right, so we'll go let him know you're here and that you want to speak to him, and we'll see what he says and maybe let you know.
Okay.
Right, I'll do it.
You see the smaller one kind of go in as you guys wait, probably like 7 to 10 minutes, just while this orc disappears into one of the huts. Dordir and Tolopi, since you were probably the closest to the entrance, you do hear what sounds like a very deep guttural roar and a scream, and then kind of like silence. And then you see a massive orc, probably close to maybe 8 feet tall, come out of one of the huts and begins walking towards the front entrance. You notice that there's kind of like a top to the entrance, and his head, he has to duck underneath the wood that kind of shapes the doorway of what would be the entrance to this camp. And as he kind of steps...
Dordare sets Tolipi down and straightens his spine.
Right, which one of you is Tilapia?
It's me! I raise both my hands up excitedly.
Tilapia. Why have you brought a bug?
Oh, is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Dordare straightens even more. They are my companions. We wish passage to the mountains.
For what purpose?
Above game, it's just, we're looking for the apostate, right?
You're specifically trying to get to the village of Ariza. You are looking for apostates. It's up to you how much you want to say, though.
We wish to travel to Ariza, sir.
Well, you got family there or something?
Just like Dordare's like, shit. What do I say?
Is Dordare male or female? Sorry.
Male. I'm playing a male, an adult male for once.
Finally got two ladies in the party.
Both playing boy characters.
Both are dudes.
Yeah, right?
I love it.
How good am I at lying? Okay, not very good.
That's never stopped you before.
I know it hasn't.
It's just Dordare's a good boy. He's not. He
you know
like
what?
To lie.
Tolopi is gonna look up at Dordare, who's acting, because Tolopi's forgotten everything. They have the memory of a moth.
The sweat
Fantastic.
drops are slowly starting to form.
Tolopi, I'm assuming this is Draka, correct?
Yeah, this is the war boss. Yeah.
Oh, well, Tolopi looks side to side, and he'll walk over to Draka and like reach down like a gesture, like lean down. I gotta whisper in your ear.
Anybody listening will hear Dordare just make this sort of little noise.
You watch as Draka actually starts to get down. However, Dordare, you realize that he's not getting down on his knees to get to their level. Tolopi, you feel yourself grabbed with one arm and lifted into the air, and as you sit in their palm, almost comfortably like a seat, he will simply hold you up to his ear.
I think Dordare's got, a somebody.
Somebody.
I take my fingers and wiggle my eyebrows because I don't have eyebrows.
Wait a second, she knows somebody with eyebrows?
Yeah. And
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Sure, let's go. +7, let's go. 13,
Let me roll it.
greatest
Let me
roll,
roll
but
with a 3 on die. He kind of thinks to himself.
I remember there was this pretty girl once. She had eyebrows.
Oh my gosh.
what happened?
She died.
Oh my gosh.
And he's just going to set you back down on the ground.
Right, well, I seem to understand the severity of your predicament. However, you are hereby responsible for anything your friends do, this one or them.
And he kind of points to a lot of you that are kind of staying back and letting this conversation happen. If you don't speak
What do you
Orc,
think
you
they're
kind of
saying?
you just kind of hear these guttural grunts, and he starts pointing at the 3 of you.
Dordir will tap his quarterstaff on the ground and do a little head bow. Of course, sir.
If they act up,
Right.
I'll kill them.
Take this path all the way to the top. Once you get to Ariza, handle your business and come back.
Okay.
Do not, and I repeat, do not cause any trouble.
Okay.
He kind of motions for you to go in.
I turn towards my companions and go, come on guys, let's go!
What?
Dordir just huffs out a slow little, and then straightens and he's like, respectful nod and goes.
Thank you so
as-
much, Warboss Straka. I hope you find a girl with eyebrows again.
I hope so.
As all of you walk in, Zokel, you seem to get almost like a nod of affirmation from the orcs. Hobgoblins in this particular universe aren't necessarily the same classification as orcs, but the lineage is similar way back in the line. So there's a mutual respect among Goliaths, orcs, ogres, goblinoids of all sorts. So he seems to show you a level of respect just that you're here. Zirboss, as you walk in, he kind of is a little bit perplexed because with your mask and your features, you seem like a human, but he can't exactly tell. However, Abel, when you walk in, he puts a hand on your shoulder as you try to walk past him.
And what are you doing here, Mage Slayer?
That was in common.
That's in common.
He says, I was just smiling at him and say, I'm just making sure a couple friends don't get lost in these mountains.
That seems a little bit above your pay grade.
Go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh.
All right. That's going to be a 13.
I don't know how you beat him because he rolled awful again. He kind of narrows his eyes at you, and you can tell that he's very suspicious, but seeing as how he just had a very lovely conversation and he doesn't have any actual proof that you don't have a reason to be here other than what has been stated, he takes his hand off your shoulder.
As I told your friend, no trouble. Am I understood?
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes open.
Right.
I'm
Fantastic.
like just as suspicious as him as he is of me.
Do you actually give him like a side eye or something like that?
Yeah, a little bit.
He will kind of compose himself. He will look around as there are seemingly some orcs that have kind of watched this. And you know that he almost seems to have to make a display now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make this very clear, human. If you don't want to end up with the dwarves back in a coffin, you take the bass out of your R's when you talk to me. Am I understood?
Oh, we're trading threats now, are we?
Abel's gonna sort of like, reach behind his shoulders. He's gonna pull his like cloak up over his so it conceals his eyes. He says, crystal clear.
And he will let you proceed.
As they pass by, I'm gonna wave at Zokel. I have a threat.
Hmm?
If we're competing, I have a threat.
All right, let's hear it.
You better watch yourself, buddy, or you'll be picking up your teeth with broken fingers.
This is pretty good.
Really?
Do you say that in common?
I say that. Yeah, I say that out loud.
You hear kind of called out in Orcish. Oh, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Dordare's just muttering to himself in Orcish. I don't understand anything.
Oh, that's crazy. Neither do I.
You've never met Draka, but based on all of the stories that you've heard, that shouldn't have happened. You don't know what just transpired, but that was not how that was supposed to go.
Hooray!
As all of you start to proceed up the mountain,
Once we get out of earshot, I will turn to Dordare and go,
I lied. I lied.
What did you lie about?
I said you had a girlfriend up in Orza.
Dordare blushes. He just scratches the back of his head and... good lie.
Specifically one that has eyebrows. I didn't realize orcs valued eyebrows so much.
Above game, do they?
no.
no.
It's just this one. It's just this one.
Just this,
Okay.
this must be a thing specific to him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's okay, here's the thing. Okay, it's fine.
Heh, you don't have a girlfriend.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Single tear.
Oh
down
my
his
God.
face.
That went from so sweet to so bitter so quick.
Just like, ow, my pride.
Oh.
Why are you saying that about Dordare?
It's true.
Why?
It's
Been
true.
busy. I've been busy with training and my monk ways and key.
We'll fix it.
Just walks quicker.
Did anybody want to do anything else before you guys head up?
Game.
Master.
Would anybody like to do anything else while you guys are heading up the mountain, or at least to the base of it?
Master
All right.
Abel,
Yeah.
is there commonly hostilities towards dwarves and orcs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, because... yeah, go ahead, fill me in,
I was going to say,
Bosco.
Abel, specifically, you know that you were stopped because you are a part of the Mage Slayers, which tipped him off that if you're here or someone of your ilk is here, you might be going in for more than just seeing someone's girlfriend, but it seemed to have worked of you assuring him that you're just here with friends. However, that's why you were stopped more than anything. The dwarves having lived under these mountains, there's a little bit of tension because of how close they are, but you specifically in your order tipped him off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll turn to Zeros. I'll say, well, the thing is that these orcs, they're pretty familiar with how things work underneath the mountain, and they know a mage slayer when they see one.
I see. Curious. Very well.
Yeah. Not much I can do to hide myself, I'm afraid.
Well, considering I would imagine you and Dordir have more experience leading to the mountains, we should follow your lead.
Yeah, he'll just lead on.
Mm-hmm. So is Abel going to take a point with Dordare?
Yep.
Okay. As you guys start to head up the mountain, probably about an hour into your hike, and there is a trail that kind of leads up, as there are ways to get to the various cities that are in the mountain range, the temperature begins to drop. You can feel it on your skin or your fur as you continue to climb. And I need everybody to go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws.
Yosh.
All right.
No! Tolopy!
Oh,
that's
no.
Oh no! I like
10
to
for me.
imagine because of the snow, Tolopy is like just the antenna coming out of the snow.
Oh, no. As you guys continue to climb, anybody who rolled a 10 or higher succeeds in fighting off the cold. However, Zirboss and Tolopi. Zirboss, you're not used to the cold. You're used to being in the city, and you very rarely travel to the mountain range. Tolopi, you thought your fur would be more effective than it is, but it cuts through it like a knife, as both of you take a point of exhaustion.
Dordair will glance back and then think for a sec, and then pick up Tolopi and sort of cradle him in his rather large half-orc hands.
And as you guys continue to climb, you notice that on the path upward, there seems to be a blockade of ice and snow, as the path seems to be snowed over as some kind of avalanche has cut through the mountaintop.
I got this.
I try and roll out of your arms.
I'm so above game. I'm so proud of you for getting a climber's kit.
Oh.
Is it just ice and like snow?
It looks like ice and snow, yeah.
Oh, I have a better solution for that. I have a funny spell called Burning Hands.
Oh man, funny spell.
Funny spell.
Funny hoo-ha spell.
Or would looking at this, would climbing it be easier?
Climbing would certainly save you the resources, and you feel like with your kit you'd be able to do it.
Alright, then Tolopi will roll out of the hands of Dordair and will go through their pull out a bunch of climbing gear from their fur.
None of you even saw them get this, because they got it while you were all asleep.
Here we go. Climbing gear.
You just pull it out of your fur like that one character in Final Fantasy 13 with the chocobos.
Yeah.
Just out of... Okay.
All right, and with the climbing gear, I'm not even going to make you guys roll a check for this now. You guys are able to use the rope and tethers that come with it to basically tie it onto one another. And Tolopi, as you begin to climb, I assume you're going first since you have the kit, you are basically able to stab in different stepping stools for people to grab onto and place their feet as you climb, which creates a very easy path, almost like a ladder that you can grab onto, as you are all very easily able to pull yourselves up and over and find the path continuing upwards past where the avalanche has caved in this part of the road. And as you continue to climb, it takes you probably about another 2 or 3 hours, and you're moving at a pretty brisk pace. You've kind of gotten used to the cold at this point. However, it is still nipping at your skin, and even those of you that passed your Constitution saving throws are starting to feel it now. You want to be inside, and it is at about that time that you begin to see light. Tolopi, you see it first. Yeah, exactly. As you start sprinting, you see what looks like almost like a bowl in the mountainside where it kind of tapers off and dips into a bowl where the mountain peaks are kind of all around you, but there seems to be almost like this crater of a town. And as you begin to approach, you do see the lights that are coming from both the homes and the city square as you approach what you believe to be, and Dordair, you know, is the city of Ariza. That is spelled Ariza. You guys are seeing Tolopi poking at the light coming off of the buildings. I assume all of you are heading towards the city?
Yeah, waiting to hear from everybody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already there if he's poking buildings, so...
Are there like lamp posts?
Poking towards them. They seem to be just torches that are hanging off the sides of buildings, and I will take you...
hug the building, just where the torches are hanging.
All right, I am going to put you guys on your map.
Yay!
Woo!
All right. And now, assuming this works, we're going to go ahead and drop you guys onto the map. And you guys should be able to control your characters, I would hope.
Maybe I'm too...
I cannot.
All right, let's see why that
I'm
is.
not selecting my character for some reason.
I can't.
Weird. Why don't you guys try dragging it?
Maybe...
I did it.
I think the
Bosco.
token is on the wrong layer or something.
Oh, is that it? Let me check.
Also, Bosco, you can always gear and then just allow permissions.
Oh yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
This one works for me.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, if you drag it, maybe that'll do it. So let's do.
I don't have a means to drag mine, unfortunately.
I will get you yours then. So that's going to be for you.
I can't.
Got mine.
I can't do it.
And then this one will be for
Hi,
you.
Cypher.
Hi.
Hi, Cypher. Dordare is this one.
Would you like to hold hands by the tiny little bonfire?
That one. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Okay, and then I need one for. Where is Tolapi? Tolapi. I had one saved specifically for you. There it is. Tokens are my favorite thing. Tolapi, you said you were running up to the house, so I'm going to put you over here.
Yeah, I'm like hugging the house.
There we go. All right. As all of you approach this towns, you see that this particular structure looks very different than what was in the bowl or at the base of the mountain down below. Whereas those were kind of made of mud and sticks and whatever they could kind of find down there. These seem to be made of wood and constructed similarly to some of the buildings that you've seen in Terzan. However, Tolapi, as you run up to this light, you see that it is not only someone's home, but you see that there's a Goliath family living inside, just through the window as you take a peek, as they attempt to slam the shutters. Yeah, what's
I have
up?
the perfect image for this. I have to post it. I'm posting it in memes right now. They see this shit looking into their house.
Okay, let me look.
Oh my god.
I want to see.
I'm gonna put it in
Holy shit.
The giant.
Oh my god!
Jesus
No!
Christ!
They are shutting the shutters so quick. Boom!
Gently goes over, picks up Tolapi, puts under arm. We should find some shelter to warm up.
What time of day is
my cat
it?
is getting cold.
As you guys were climbing and it was getting colder, you noticed the sun was also setting. It would be considered dusk at this point.
Strange
outside
to
of the-
find no one outside.
Which of these buildings looks like, I don't know, an inn or something?
These
where
all seem to be.
gatherings happens.
These buildings on the very perimeter seem to be all residential. And as those shutters slam and you look around, Dordare, you notice that the other homes don't seem to have their windows open either.
Should we go further in then?
That's
We're
up
gonna
to you
go down this
guys.
path.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody going to follow?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Who is the last one to go? Is it going to be you, Zokel?
I imagine it's Zerboss because he's exhausted.
Got it.
Yeah, Zokel would just be going with the group. He sees the most people going that way, so he just follows along.
What is your passive perception, Zerboss?
Give me a second. 15.
15? Let's see. Zerboss, as you kind of hold up the rear, both because you are kind of looking around at things and also a little bit tired, you hear something almost like a string or something pulling back and a sound before you are struck in the back with an arrow for 4 points of damage. And as you look around,
Fuck.
Oh shit.
as you look around to see what hit you, there's nothing there.
Kind of taking a shot and recoiling. Window attack!
Yeah. Well, can I move up in front of him?
You can, yeah, unless you want to keep going on the path.
He just got shot!
Yeah, fair. No, you can
I
do
move
whatever.
up in front of him, and my quarterstaff is in my hands, ready to go.
Anybody who is not Zerboss can go ahead and give me a perception or a survival check of your choosing.
All right. I have disadvantage on all my skill checks, right?
Correct. That's, yeah, for
I'll do
exhaustion.
Perception?
Never mind. This bug has eyes.
What in the world?
Woo!
That's with disadvantage. You have a 19.
Holy
I
shit.
got a nat 20! 25.
I got an
Oh my
unnatural
God.
20.
Oh wait, no, I didn't have an advantage, or just 24, but still really good.
Okay. I guess all of you are going to see this, and you all rolled perception. You all hear the sounds of footsteps running off in this direction. As I'm pinging it on the map, right here.
To the east.
Yes, to the east.
Dordare will turn and shout to Abel, "Abel, with me!" and take off.
Okay.
Is everybody gonna sprint after the sound?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I will take you to your next map. I should be able to just do this. Yep, there you go.
Zeros will take a moment to kindly remove as much of the arrow as possible from his back.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. All right. As you take off sprinting in that direction, I will move you to your next map. So you're there and you're there. Where in the world? I'm just making sure everybody has their token as I move them. Is that everybody? Nope. I'm missing Abel. That was the one. I don't know why I copied you twice, Zokel.
I think it's because we got the same border color on our tokens.
Maybe.
So nice, it was copied twice.
Damn. All right. I will let you guys arrange yourselves as you like when I put you on this map. But this is what you see, and I will describe it for those looking at home. As you take off down that path, you seem to get to more of the residential area. However, in the center of this seemingly small congregation of houses, you see what looks to be like a massive tree that is growing inside or into the mountain, which is very strange. There's not typically things of this nature this high up in altitude, but this thing seems to be surviving. You also see what looks to be a directional compass kind of spinning with the wind to your right. You also see 8 different houses from the current vantage point that you're at. These also appear to be all residential, except for 2 in the very back, which appear to be a little bit larger, where you could guess those are maybe more of a social establishment of some kind. But from here, you can't really tell. But more importantly, as you all get to this kind of center of town, you don't see the individual that took that shot at Zirbos.
Perception check?
Go for it.
There are also 2 door deers.
Yeah, I was like, I think there's 2 of
weird.
me.
Why are there 2?
Another nat
You're just too
20.
cool. What in the world? With a natural 20,
Holy.
you hear the faint sounds of running, but it's so far off in the distance. It's definitely to the east, with north being directly above all of you. So to your right would be east. It sounds like it's coming from that direction. It's extremely faint, but it is also extremely far away, and there are no tracks that you can seem to follow, as they have been running across the cobblestone, which doesn't have as much dusting of snow as some of the other parts of the ground.
Dordare exhales hard out of his nostrils. They got away. We'll sort of sidle over this way to this path.
Okay. As you get there, you see what looks to, on your left, be some kind of tavern of sorts. There are 2 wooden posts that seem to be for rounding up horses. You also see a trough where they could possibly be fed. You see a carriage to your left that is outside of one of the homes that doesn't seem to have anything strapped to it. You do see that the lights inside of the tavern are on. And then to your right, you also see another L-shaped building, also made out of wood, that seems to be some kind of inn. The other buildings all now seem to be pretty much residential outside of those 2.
Turns to Zirbos. Do you need a moment?
I will be fine.
I guess, gestures to the, tavern to everyone else.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's-
maybe? Do we
You guys checking out the tavern or just door dare?
Yeah, let's check out the tavern. You know, we gotta
Yeah.
find this.
I don't know if I
Magic-
maybe that maybe it wasn't heard. Yeah, Tulipy nods at that.
Uh-oh. Time to go inside. All right. As you guys kind of push open the door, all of you see what looks to be a pretty stereotypical tavern. However, the clientele of this tavern is what catches most of your eyes. There is a collection of orcs, goblins, hobgoblins, and a Goliath bartender that seems to be working with a goblinoid assistant. Much shorter and seemingly just barely able to see over the front of the serving area. There are maybe 15 people scattered throughout, which seems to be a large enough tavern to hold 40 or 50 people. And they all seem to be either talking amongst themselves or minding their own business. The only person that seems to notice you as you walk in, Dordare, the Goliath seems to look over towards the door and then immediately return to looking down at the bar and starts cleaning one of the glasses.
Suspicious cleaning. Can I insight him a little more?
Sure, go for it.
That's a 13.
Something about your presence has him a little bit uneasy as he kind of gave you that glance and then does one of those don't let them notice you looks as they go back to cleaning that glass.
Says to group, which one of you is the best at talking?
What do you need?
Sort of flicks my eyes towards the bartender. He looks suspicious.
Zerbos will take a moment at the foot of the door, kind of pat off the snow, kick the dirt and water from his boots if he can, kind of outside the door, and get his composure, walking directly towards the bartender.
I'll sort of follow, maybe not next to him, but sort of if there's a table nearby.
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of open tables that you can choose to sit at. It just depends on how close to someone you want to sit. So if you want to kind of...
Just within earshot of Zerbos.
Okay, yeah. Did everybody want to go to the table, or is anybody going to the bar with Zerbos?
I'm gonna go to a table.
Okay. As the four of you kind of find a table close to where Zerbos is speaking this to this Goliath, Zerbos, as you approach, you notice that the goblin kind of looks you up and down and just slides a drink menu in front of you as the Goliath still seems to be cleaning this glass. You're a pretty perceptive person, so with a 15 on your passive perception, you'll also notice that the glass he's cleaning is already clean.
Zerbos will take a seat looking at the menu, taking off his mask and look towards the bartender. Dearest apologies. It appears there was a bit of miscommunication or confusion outside. You wouldn't happen to have a bandage or something?
They kind of look at each other, and in Goblin, I don't know if you speak that, he will say, "Sorry, what are you talking about?"
Kind of looking towards the barkeep. Sorry, was he speaking to me?
Hearing Goblin being spoken, Zokal will go to the bar as well. Sounds like he's gonna need some help.
He kind of looks over at the Goliath and the Goblin, who then now switches to Giant, if you speak that.
I don't think he's going to understand us. This is going to be kind of rough.
The
In
Goliath
Goblin,
kind
I'll
of
say-
nods.
In Goblin, I'll say, sorry, my friend here seems like he needs a translator.
Oh,
He was
snap!
He was injured inside the town. It doesn't seem like people are too keen to help each other, so we were wondering if you perhaps maybe had a bandage.
Hey, wait a second. I know you. You're the fighter guy. Oh, what was your name? I saw you once.
Yeah, people call me Old Red Nose.
That's what it was, Old Red Nose. You're the gladiator.
Yeah, that's right.
What are you doing all the way out here?
You know, us gladiators, we don't exactly have a lot of freedom. I just go where I'm told, honestly. But my friend here was attacked inside of this here nice little town. They're wondering if we could get some help for him.
Yeah, no problem. And you will hear him try to switch back to common and look at you, Zero Boss.
Bandage help, no issue.
Thank you.
Can I insight him to tell if he's like purposefully breaking his common?
Go for it.
16.
I'm rolling like garbage right now. He is, in fact, breaking up his common, almost too practiced for it to be natural. However, as you look at the Goliath, he seems to be genuinely a little bit lost whenever Zirboss was talking. But it seems like the Goblin definitely knows more than he's letting on. As he kind of drops down and scurries away towards the back, you are left there with the Goliath for a couple of minutes. If you would like to talk amongst yourselves, you can. Otherwise, he would return with the bandages post-haste.
Realizing that Zirboss's powers of perception are no use here, he'll take a breath out, put his mask back on, and head back towards the table where everyone else is sitting.
Before he goes, he'll just lean over. That goblin's full of shit.
It would have seemed so. And good luck.
Keep an eye out.
And good luck with any investigations here.
Nah. I'm just here for a drink.
Indeed.
The Goblin will return with the bandage if you would take it from them.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take it, and or if it comes before he leaves,
It makes sense for you to take it.
yeah, I'll take it and I'll just toss it over to you.
And narratively, Zirboss will kind of patch up the wound so it doesn't get infected.
The Goblin will return, and he'll kind of look over at you now.
He switches back to Goblin. So that's interesting. People get attacked often in this town.
It's not a normal thing that happens, but, bar fights happen and conflicts happen between neighbors.
See, this happened in the middle of broad daylight.
I mean, it's kind of dusk already, though. But I know what you're saying, though. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So I'm guessing you can't really elaborate on that, can you?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. That's another 16.
All right, look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell me what you're doing all the way out here? Because you shouldn't be here. And maybe I know a little something about what's going on up the road, huh?
We are here. And he, raises two fingers and makes quotes. Hunting an apostate. As far as I'm aware.
Oh, you're going after the... Oh, no.
The what now?
Yeah, there's a collection of human caster dudes that are up the road a little bit. They kind of been here the last couple of months. I mean, there's always been humans here. A lot of mages hide out in the mountains just to kind of get away from the Empire. But the last couple of months, there's been a lot of them. And let's just say there's been some weird stuff going around. I've had some regulars come in here acting all different. And I actually had somebody coming in just like you who said they were working on a cure for you-know-what.
And he kind of motions. He motions at your pale skin.
He immediately starts coughing when he thinks about it.
Oh, you're not. Oh, you. Oh, and he kind of covers himself up with like a cloth.
It's not contagious.
I know it's not supposed to be, but you can't. I'm just freaked out by it. I've managed to avoid it this long. It's just nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you and the government.
Yeah, well, there's a reason I live out here. Wait, you guys are here to, what, help them, I guess?
No, probably not.
Oh, then... So what did your friend want?
Like I said, he got attacked. You saw the wound, didn't you?
Yeah. Hey, weird guy!
And Zirbosh, you hear that in common, not broken this time.
He'll kind of just look over from where he is sitting.
Tulpi
You want a
also
drink?
looks-
Sure.
We got this new stuff in. And he'll kind of reach down and he pulls out a bottle and he puts it on the table. And as you kind of flip it around and read the label, you see it is a brand new edition of Angler's Ale.
God damn it. What edition?
This one is Snow White edition.
How dare you serve me my own beer?
And as you kind of crack into that, he kind of keeps his voice down and he speaks in common again. Okay, listen, there's something more going on here because there's no reason Old Red Nose should be up here. I just told your friend that there's these guys up the road that they've been here for like the last couple of months. They're mages, and that's nothing new. It's just there's a lot more of them now. I don't know what they've been working on, but what are you guys trying to do to them exactly? Because they're apparently working on a cure for your friend here, and all of us, really.
To put it plainly, we are here somewhat as an envoy for them. They can discuss with us an understanding between us and the Empire, or the Empire can march through here, this town included, and go for them, raising whatever justifications, whatever damage they do that they wish. We are here to make sure that doesn't happen.
Great. I really shouldn't be saying anything, but look, whatever you guys are going to do, just try not to make too much of a scene, all right? I don't even know how you guys got up here. They've had this place on lockdown for months. Huh.
They?
The orcs, they're just trying to keep people out. They were getting suspicious of all the humans coming up here, so they've just kind of locked things down.
Do you believe them in league with the apostates?
I mean, that'd be weird. I mean, they've always been, like, fair. Like, this is like a haven, right? A lot of us don't fit in the Empire, so we just kind of come out here, and they were no different. If anything, they probably just were a little suspicious and shut things down, and they're trying to figure it out, and I don't think there's any malicious intent behind it.
Well, they will have an opportunity to speak, assuming that we are not further attacked on our way out.
Everybody give me perception checks.
Ooh.
Perception. Ho ho!
Nope, that's a 9.
Ooh, crit one.
What?
Who the fuck?
Huh?
Zokel, Tolapi, and I think that's it. And Zirboss. All of you turn towards the door as it opens up. And I would like to invite Mark Allen Jr. back into the game as your old friend Cyril
You
walks
liard.
through the door. Dordare, you
lied
immediately
to us.
recognize who that is.
Oh, yeah.
He will walk in, kind of kicking some snow off of his boots, and sort of survey the room as he momentarily locks eyes with Dordare before seeing
somehow-
everyone else and the smile that you guys have all grown accustomed to graces his face once more. Ah, my
Dordair
friend!
turns the color of soup.
My friends! I trust you aren't having too much fun without me.
Cyril, you know that while your compatriots were resting up above you, you were once again interrogated by Silas. And after numerous hours of questions, investigations, and again trying to figure out exactly what was going on, Silas and those that were helping him investigate couldn't tie you to what was going on. And in fact, it looked like with your counterspell apparently not having the effects that you thought, they seemed to believe that somebody was pulling the strings about what happened at the Colosseum. He has immediately sent you to the mountains to aid your colleagues in the mission you were originally given, which was to track down the apostate mages in the mountains and figure out not only what they're up to, but to handle it. And so they have sent you specifically to the top of the mountain, which, as all of you now realize, Silas sent you guys to the bottom of the mountain. Once you got up, you guys seemed to give him an idea of how to send Cyril directly here.
Why does everyone look so dour? It's not that cold.
I don't have lips.
That is a fair point.
I'm old.
Also true.
I presume we are advanced scout for Silas's ambitions, then?
Oh, would it be any other way?
I suppose not.
I say, you seem to have some sort of wound. Are you all right?
Upon our entrance here, people seemed to hide away from us without question or intrigue of any kind, and it would appear that somebody around here fired an arrow towards my back before fleeing the scene. We were unable to catch them.
Well, we can't have that now, can we? And he'll sort of stride across the room. And if you'll let him, he will place his hands on the arrow wound.
He won't resist.
And I will use Lay on Hands to heal up whatever damage you took.
Just 4.
Yep,
All right.
just 4.
You get 4 HP back as he pulls the arrow out and heals the wound on the way.
Zokel, the goblin, kind of confused as to who this new individual is. We'll turn back to you in goblin.
Who's the new guy?
Yeah, he sort of like narrows his eyes, leans in without taking his eyes off him. In goblin, this guy's a bit of a wild card.
Oh, great.
He was he was at the center of a kind of a incident at the gladiatorial pit.
Oh, great.
And we're not exactly sure what's going on, but we weren't told he was coming with us.
Is there enough time and warmth here to get rid of Tolopi and Zirbos's exhaustion?
If you wanted to stay here for some time, you would be able to get rid of your exhaustion, yes.
Tolopi is right next to the fire right now, like with his back turned. And it gets too hot, and he turns around, and it gets too hot, and then he turns around, and then it gets too hot, and then he turns around.
But yeah, so it's seeming as how you've had a conversation here, and you're probably going to stay long enough. I will say your exhaustion does eventually go away, so you will be back to 0. The goblin will turn back to you, Zokel.
Look, there's a lot of moving parts here that I don't really understand. Just do me a favor. Whatever they're doing, if they are actually figuring stuff out, don't let your friends screw it up, and maybe get yourself some help.
It's probably best to keep an eye on him, but I'll make sure nothing terrible happens up here.
Yeah, it's just my cousin's sick with it, so it'd be nice to,
Yeah. We're the scalpel. We don't want to have a reason for hammers to be brought into this.
As that conversation is happening, Cyril's gonna walk over and clap a hand on Dordair's back. And you, my friend, it sure has been some time. Lovely to see you again, of course.
You know that part from Attack on Titan where the main character's looming behind his dad. And his dad's got that fucking, like 20-yard stare. That's Dordare right now.
I trust all is well since our last conversation.
Yeah, I remember that. You scared the shit out of me above game. Jesus Christ. Dordare just sort of gives the most tiniest little nod, and he is not looking you in the face. He's just sort of like, I don't want to be here. No, I am not okay with this. Trying to hide
Wonderful!
it.
And he kind of smacks you on the back a few more times. Glad to see you're still in good spirits. So,
For those of-
are we drinking or?
Just out of game real quick. For those of you that don't know, Mark, Sarah, and Monty played in a one-off in this universe, and Mark and Sarah are playing their characters from that, and things went sideways. So that's where all this is coming from. Yeah. So yeah, just for some context, it's fun.
Somewhere at a bar, Juke the Drown sneezes out more salt water.
Yeah.
He thinks nothing of it because he does
Yep.
that all the time.
Yup.
Sinuses.
But now, at least Zirboss and Zokel know that there is a collection of mages deeper in the town, so to speak.
You said, look towards the goblin.
Yep.
You said that the camp, or where they are stationed, is to the north.
Yeah, well, to the northeast. If you go out of here, there's a little path that leads up into the east. It'll take you towards the outskirts of town, and then there's like this big building in the back that they've kind of set up as their headquarters. I think it used to be like a mayor's building or something like that, but we don't really have a government system set up here. But yeah, that's where their base of operations is.
Zirboss is going to stand up rather quickly and put 2 gold on the table in front of the goblin for the drinks and the hospitality.
Problem none, sir, thank.
As he'll say a little bit louder. And
Oh.
he'll kind of scoot them across, and he'll hand one to the giant Goliath, who still hasn't said a word, and the goblin will pocket the other one.
The longer we wait, the more time they have to prepare.
So, no drinks then.
Zirboss will hand over the Angler's Ale.
You see an Angler's Ale Snow White edition.
Oh, I do so love this one. He'll take a swig.
Oh, it makes me so happy. Is there anything anybody would like to? Was there anything anybody would like to do before you leave the tavern?
I prefer.
Oh, go ahead.
Cameo
You go ahead, Monty.
No, I was gonna say, Tolopy's good. Tolopy just warmed up by the fire and is quite content.
God. Dordare swallows really hard, and he, under his breath, to Cyril goes, the bartender.
What about him?
He knows something.
Well, it seems whatever he was willing to impart, our other friends have done a good job of extracting.
He hasn't spoken.
Oh, you mean the big one?
Nods. First time since he's entered the tavern, catches his eye. You're good at intimidation.
Not really, but I suppose I
Gives
could
you-
give it a try.
Gives you a very pained look at that.
Cyril will walk over to the bar across from the Goliath. Say, my tight-lipped friend, by any chance, would you happen to know if there's perhaps a map maker or mountain guide in these parts?
He kind of blinks at you and looks to the goblin, who will basically repeat what you say in Giant to them. Do you speak Giant?
I do not.
Okay, do you speak Goblin?
I don't.
All right. Well, you will hear a strange language going back and forth between these individuals that switches midway through. as the Goliath kind of tilts his head towards you and will speak.
Strange little man.
Who, me?
He nods.
Not so strange. Merely looking for some guidance to find that which we aim to find. None of us are quite familiar with these parts, so any assistance you might be able to provide would be handsomely rewarded.
The goblin will again translate.
Like you, I do not.
That's all right. I grow on people.
Fungus.
Ooh. Well, no need to be unpleasant.
Look, buddy, do you want a drink? You see the goblin say in common, almost so annoyed he forgets to break it up.
Without breaking eye contact with the Goliath, he's just going to kind of lift up the Angler's Ale that he has in his hand, and he's going to lean into the bartender. Listen, I really don't want to cause any trouble here. Honestly, I don't. So, if you could help us, that would be fabulous. And if not, well, we'll just have to find our own way.
Give me an intimidation check.
That's a 19.
Woo!
Ooh. However, with a natural 20, the goblin is going to lean into your ear.
Look, I told your friends that we didn't want any trouble. And if you start some, the orcs at the base of this mountain are going to get very upset. And you might kick my ass, but they're going to kick yours.
Oh, I have no intention of kicking your ass. As I said, I don't want any trouble.
Look, I told your friends what I know. What more do you want?
A map or a guide?
I'll turn my head to the goblin. In goblin, can you hook us up or not? If you can, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'll get him out of your hair.
I'll take you guys to where they're at.
Thanks.
He turns back towards the Goliath, and you will hear in Goblin,
Look, big guy, just hold down the bar, right? I'm going to take them into the... I'll be back.
The Goliath kind of nods, and he'll glare at you, Cyril, but the Goblin will drop down off of his stool, and he doesn't even need to lift the little bar thing to flip it up and down. He just walks underneath it.
Let's go.
And he will start leading you guys out if you follow him.
Cyril is going to meet the glare from the Goliath, and he'll raise the Angler's Ale up to his mouth. Smile all the way, but as the mug starts to cover his mouth, it'll be apparent that the smile does not reach his eyes, and he'll take a last sip before setting the mug down. Thank you for your help, and he'll follow out.
Did you drink all of
it? Probably not.
Zokel will grab the mug and drink the rest of it.
It's kind of nice. It's got a little bit of a spice to it, almost like an apple cider.
Not bad. I prefer Cameo Edition.
Had to get it in when everyone could hear you, right?
Yeah. The goblin will turn to you.
Oh, we've been sold out of that for weeks.
Yeah. It's sort of an autumn thing.
God damn it.
I see you. I got you,
hope
buddy.
they bring back Convenient Edition.
So, as all of you are escorted out, there is this path that he mentioned to Zirbos and Zokel that is to the northeast. He takes you around the tavern and along this long pathway. You can see the houses starting to drop off a little bit, and there's a little bit more foliage. However, most of the trees seem to have lost their leaves and are completely bare at this point. The only one that you've really seen with most of their leaves still intact are a couple of shrubs and that large tree in the center. As you begin to approach what seems to be one edge of the town, the goblin kind of points out a very large group of individuals that seem to have gathered. There's a cliff face. As I mentioned, you guys are kind of in between the peaks, so there are levels that would allow you to continue to scale higher up the mountain. And on one of these elevated plateaus, you see 5 individuals, all seemingly humanoid shaped. Zokel, you specifically notice, because it would catch your eye, 2 hobgoblins also with this group, not on that plateau, but on the ground level that you are on, probably about 60 feet off of the road. And as I say that, I will take you guys to your next map.
Yes.
Ba 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 ba.
E-scan map.
And all of you should be there. You could place yourselves where you would want to be, down at the bottom.
Oh god, I recognize those.
You recognize those?
I recognize those tokens.
Yep. Sorry, I'm using the official stuff. But as you kind of look over, you see all of these individuals just kind of standing, waiting. They don't either seem to have noticed you or care to move towards you, but it is at this point that the goblin kind of tugs on your belt, Zokel, and in goblin, is this kind of good enough? The house is like right around the corner that you're looking for, and also those are the guys I was talking about. Well, some of them.
Yeah, I get it. If you need to back away, that's fine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
I'll figure out a way to pay you back someday.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
He seems to be getting very, very nervous, as he will immediately run off when you give him permission. And you guys see this collection of individuals before you. Would anybody like to approach, or is there anything you'd like to do before someone approaches?
Master Abel, how would you suggest we proceed forward?
Ah, yes. You are the Mage Slayer, after all.
Well, what do they seem to be up to over there? Maybe we could get some information out of them.
You see what looks to be 5 humanoid individuals up top, where you would have to probably perceive to get a better idea of what they are. But you do see the 2 hobgoblins now as you look over there. They seem to be just at the very base of that cliff face.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of like point over to the 2 hobgoblins. See, those 2 hobgoblins seems to be just keeping watch. Maybe they're here to, keep the locals away from whatever business those mages are doing.
I wouldn't happen to recognize any of these hobgoblins, would I?
You don't recognize any of the hobgoblins, but it is very strange to see them over here. You know that hobgoblins typically form societies that are a little bit more, I don't want to say civilized, but organized than the orcs. The orcs are very tribal. These individuals being up here isn't out of the ordinary. Them being involved in whatever this is seems strange, because the apostates tend to be human, and hobgoblins and humans don't typically work together unless there's some kind of common goal. They just haven't really developed that bond yet.
So, do we charge in, brandishing weapons to get them to cower at our might, or are we going for the more silver-de-tongue approach?
Considering there are a few hobgoblins there, perhaps it would be best for Zokel to take lead.
How high is that cliff side that the 5 are on?
That is probably about 20 feet up.
Okay, decent amount of high ground.
Mm-hmm.
They're in range. Cox gun.
I can try to talk to him, but I can't guarantee I'll get anywhere.
Turns to Tolipi. Could I borrow your climbing kit?
Okay, I give it to you.
Dorder nods to them. I'm going to try to get the high ground.
I'm gonna turn to Zokel and says, you should try to figure out what the other hobgoblins are doing. The rest of us will set up positions around the mages. If they're not involved, maybe you can get them out of there.
Alright, well, try not to spook them. They probably weren't expecting us up here.
Ed,
He
can I
nods.
sidle around to this side without being seen?
Since the guys up top haven't seen you, the only ones that would probably have line of sight on you are the hobgoblins. So if you want to roll a stealth check or a move silently, you may.
Ah, yes, the
Is-
5th
is
edition
it-
skill move.
The move silently. It's a stealth. I'm kidding.
Sarah,
yeah,
if you
it's
want to
like-
wait for Zokel to move forward, that might be a little bit of a distraction for you.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, I'll hang back and wait for them to go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Zokel, you're going to
will-
approach them.
Yeah, I'll step forward. I'll step to about here.
So your boss will
making
go with you.
Yeah, making myself sort of presenting myself to them, but not like
I'm gonna
penetrating
move
their
like
safe
along
other
the
side
road
of the
and
fire.
pretend that I'm a normal traveler.
He's gonna hide behind a tree.
So
Abel,
when
as you get
when they
as
see
you get
him,
to
can I move up?
yeah, give me 1 second because I'm just gonna. So, Abel specifically, as you move up to the shrubbery, they are going to call out in common.
I think that's far enough.
He goes,
So
"Oh,
you get to about here
gotcha."
as you guys are moving together. Same with you, Cyril.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check, and I will give you advantage because they're now engaged with your party. And they're going to need.
Kinsman.
I will give you their passive perception, actually.
That's for you, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, you're going to roll a stealth check with advantage.
Okay.
So let me open this. What's your passive?
Yeah. That's a
Which one do you want to pick, Sarah?
Yeah, the 9. Hang on a second, though.
You should go with the
9.
9, actually, I think.
Okay.
9.
Controversial take. I think the 9 might be the best choice.
Yeah.
Monty, how dare you? We're on stream.
You're out
Sorry,
of line.
I just had to say it. You know.
So out of line, Monty.
So because I like this idea, and because they might have, since you mentioned what your plan was, Zirboss, would you have bardically inspired them to help them out with this sneak?
Sure, but he'll it's more he's kind of making a show of being very flamboyant with his walking forward. More of a distraction.
All right. Then do me a favor. Just give me a performance check to kind of make sure that they keep their attention, and I will give her the bardic inspiration if you pass. You
We're doing
only had to
great,
beat
guys.
you only had to beat a 5, so you're fine.
Beep, beep,
Oh, good.
You basically had to not roll a natural 1.
It's a D8.
So you get a D8 added to your 9,
Okay. 12. No.
and
13.
that will just beat it. So you are able to sneak past them.
Going up to this cliff head.
All right. I will say you can't start climbing because that would require another check, but you can get there and stop.
Yeah. I'm good.
All right, cool. So as they kind of call out to Cyril and Abel to stop, Tolopi, they don't seem to notice you behind the tree since you technically have full cover. So they are going to address the 4 that are out there, specifically you, Zokel, since they see one of their brethren. One of them is gonna cock an eyebrow at you.
He's got a gun.
What the hell are you doing out here?
I was just about to ask you the same thing, kinsman.
Yeah, well, me first.
Well, for a couple decades I was serving as a gladiator in the Gladiatorial Coliseum in Terzan. And now we got strange happenings in the Coliseum, and now we're out here checking it out.
He kind of rubs his chin a little bit.
Got it. So you're working for
your
the
turn.
government now. Nice.
It is what it is.
I never thought I'd see old Red Nose sell out like that. I was a fan.
What am I gonna do?
You are going to lose subscriber.
You fucking damn it, Monty.
Far as I can tell, you're out here doing the exact same thing I am. Unless you want to enlighten me.
You see him pause as he thinks about whether or not to divulge any more information, but then he will speak.
I'm out here trying to help us. Help people like you. The only difference is I ain't going through the government to do it.
It doesn't matter how we get it done. At the end of the day, we find a cure. We find a cure.
Right. So what's with all the extra armament? If you're here to help you stay, they go.
You honestly think they're gonna let a fragile old man like me come all the way up to the snowy peaks of this mountain alone?
I know if they send a mage slayer, I know what y'all probably about to do. And it ain't going down like that.
They did not just send a mage slayer. They also sent an apostate.
Oh, did they? Well, unless my math is off or I'm missing something, I ain't seeing none.
Zerboss will take off his mask and cast mirror image near the tree.
They kind of squint at you and then look over at the mirror image and then back to you.
If you would prefer, I can create more hostile magics, but I think
Nah, you're good. I'm just more confused now. I don't get it.
I'll put the mask on.
They got a gladiatorial legend and an apostate working for them. They got a mage slayer. They got whatever the hell he is.
And he could have pointed Cyril.
Hello?
So I ask again, what the hell is going on?
We're here to figure that out.
What's there to figure
That's all
out?
we're here to do.
They're working on a cure. What more is there to figure out?
Things are more complicated than they appear, obviously. And if you would allow us to further explain, I gladly will.
You kind of frustratingly motion for you to continue.
You understandably have a aversion to the Empire. As an apostate, I share that aversion. However, there are people who live in the Empire who want to see things changed differently, who understand the value of magics. If they didn't, I wouldn't be here. I was sent to accompany Red Nose to make sure that not only if there are apostates here, they are communicated to, but to assess the situation. I believe Zokel said it best earlier when he compared us to a scalpel rather than a hammer. If we are turned away or killed, then I would imagine the hammer would be quickly to follow suit.
So what are you proposing as an alternative?
The apostates here, where are they?
I mean, the last time I saw them, they were holed up back in that building. It's the old mayor's building. It's kind of like their base of operations. They just come over here to check every now and then.
Then all we ask is that you stay out of our way, at least until we have the ability to communicate to them.
You know, it seems to me like this town's kept pretty quiet by those apostates.
Things are, I don't know, just getting serious or something. I don't know. All I know is this is the closest we've ever been. I saw it. They did it.
They cured you.
They cured one of us, yeah.
But not all of you.
No, it was kind of like a test. They only did it once. At least they only did it once around me.
And this person that they cured, are they nearby?
No, they sent him to the city.
Interesting.
Who?
He was one of us. He was a goblin. I didn't even get his name. I just saw. I watched The color come back to his skin. I watched his eyes get life again. It was if you told me it was a miracle, I'd believe you.
Yeah, then. I suppose what's next for us is to find this mayor's building.
He kind of points to the road that Abel and Cyril were about to turn down.
It's right at the end of that walkway.
You gonna let us get there in one piece?
Look, they told us that nobody was supposed to go in there. I can't just let you look at it.
What did they say they were gonna do to you if you refused?
I got a brother in town, in Terzan. Same affliction as you. They said if I ever want him to get better, I'd do what I'm told.
They have leverage on you.
They got leverage on everybody. But
Well,
they're at
guess
least
what?
trying to help.
Guess what? What's your name?
Let me check my notes.
Zorkath.
Go to fantasynamegenerator.com real quick.
Zorkath.
Zorkath.
Zorkath. Do you know what the government told me? The exact same thing. The exact same thing. And you know what I gotta say? I'll believe it when I see it.
That's the difference between you and me. I seen it.
Sorry, I hope you don't mind my interrupting, but what exactly did you see?
I told you.
Yeah, he already explained it.
A cure for his people.
You saw a cure for your people.
Yeah, the same thing that's killing your friend.
Yes, but you saw it once, on one person.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
He kind of goes into his thought process like he's trying to remember exactly when it was. And he seems to have a little bit of difficulty trying to remember, and I'm going to roll for him.
I feel like it was like a week, maybe. No, maybe more than a week.
So
Probably
long
a week.
ago, long ago enough that you can hardly remember. And they
No,
haven't been
I
able to
remember
replicate
seeing it. God.
You remember seeing it, but don't remember when, and they haven't done it again since.
I said it was like a week, all right? It's just... It's cold up here and I'm tired. I don't know what you want from me.
We
If
just
your brother-
wanna be led through.
If your brother who is in the Empire is sick, let's say for a moment that this apostate is true and has a cure for your brother who is ill. How do you expect to get to them? You help us, we find this cure, we can assure that you get to your brother, or at least the cure does. The alternative is to kill us, or to stop us, in which case you have very little chance of getting into Terzan proper.
Give me a
There's
persuasion check
another.
with advantage. Go
Who's
ahead,
giving
Zokel. Zokel. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, there's another way.
What's the other way?
You know why they call me Old Red Nose?
No, why?
I will let the trident in my hand, sort of like acting as my walking stick, fall to the floor, and I will enter. I will enter a not a fighting stance, but more like a meditative. What are they called?
Trance?
Trance?
No, it's like a display of martial arts. It's like ki or something.
Well, ki is just a shout.
Or you're
but-
making a stance.
Yeah, you're like doing a form.
It's called something. Yes. A kata. That's what it fucking is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
And he will show, even though his body is riddled with this magical disease, he moves like he is a man 30 years younger.
Both of them seem to tilt their heads. And as he's giving this display, go ahead, Zerboss, and roll Persuasion with advantage.
$23.
Woo!
I'll roll it.
Low roll.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, not super low
Only
roll.
a 12, huh?
Zerboss, you watch as your words are one thing, but to watch Old Red Nose go from dehabilitated to the gladiator that he once saw live, that he remembers and didn't even realize was maybe even sick at the time, in the blink of an eye, something about that resonates with him.
How the hell did you do that?
20 years back, I heard a rumor that you can train your body so hard and so well that you can fight off all diseases. I feel it, kinsman. I'm on the cusp of it. And once I've mastered it, I can teach it. I just need a little more time. I can't go getting on the government's bad side before that happens.
He kind of motions for the other hobgoblin to step back. They still don't seem to notice you either, Dordair, as they kind of ease their posture a little bit.
All right. Against my better judgment, fine. But if you fuck this up for us, I don't give a damn how big of a fan I am. I will find a way to cut your fucking heart out.
It's like I said, kinsman. A cure is a cure. And if yours is as real as mine is, then go for it. Pursue it. Like I did.
Dordair, as you're kind of waiting to scale, and all of this, by the way, is happening in common, you're able to get a look at the individuals up top. They don't even look like mages. They all seem like they're archers, a couple of whom are actually also hobgoblins. The others seem to be humanoid with cloaks over their head. You can't really tell who those are. But you can see that as he kind of stands down, the archers, which seemed ready to fire, lower their bows as he steps back. And he motions towards the path. They unknock them, correct. They are no longer knocked. But they had been for a long time, and maybe one of them thought about shooting, but they don't.
Surprising restraint.
Yeah. Wouldn't know about that now, would we?
No.
I'm not mad! Anyway, so you see the path before you.
To the mayor's office, then.
And how feel you about all this, Mage Slayer? We're about to walk into the lion's den, as it were.
Well, frankly, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but it's our job to find out.
Well said.
And if there's mages to slay, then there's mages to slay. And if not, I get to go home.
Wonderful sentiment. Now, where is that? Ah, there you are. And he'll look down at Tullipy. Are you doing all right? You seem less chipper than I remember.
What?
It's a cold bothering you. Sorry, I had some
Yeah, I'm
sentimentality stuck
cold.
in my throat.
Oh shit, it is contagious.
Oh, fuck.
I just made that snowman over there. I pointed at the snowman behind the tree that I made.
looking over. How majestic is this snowman?
It also has a
You
gun.
know what?
It
It
also
does
has a
also
gun.
has a gun. You know what? Let me see how well I built it. That's a natural 20.
Oh my God! This is okay. This gun
It's an ice
is
sculpture.
If you had been told that this was the finest dwarven craftsmanship you'd ever seen, you would believe that the dwarven god Morden made this himself.
Yeah, I built that while also dealing with this cat.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Can't believe
You-
you followed us all the way
Do you
up the
do
mountain.
contract work? That is incredible.
No, you can't afford me. And I do like a head nod thing.
Such a shame.
I also can play the pan flute, though.
Oh, well, let's hear some of that as we march on in, shall we?
Okay.
Ah, yes. One of my favorite tunes, Hot Cross Buns.
There you go.
It
I just
sings in
picked-
your hands.
I just pictured that scene from Metal Gear Solid 3 where Snake is like admiring the M1911. Huh.
Oh,
the
God.
ramp is polished to a mere sheen. The slide's been reinforced, and the interlock frame is tightened for added precision. Where did you get something like this?
I made it.
Huh?
So, yes, we'll head on down.
Head on down.
Head on down to South Park.
We're gonna have ourselves fun. As you guys continue forward, you see a long roadway that leads between a couple more houses. And then, very abruptly, the residential area seems to end. And there is probably about 60 to 80 feet in front of you, cobble roads. On either side of you is shrubbery, small bushes. They line the pathway towards another large fenced area, completely made of similar shrubbery. They just seem to be bushes all the way around, with a narrow 10-foot entrance that leads towards another L-shaped house that is turned on its side, so it almost forms like the top half of a triangle. There is a large statue outside the house to your left, and another one of those wind charms to your right, as I take you to the last portion of Ariza.
Ahoy, ahoy.
You notice that there is another cliff face.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Fixed it.
Yep, you're good. You notice that there is another cliff face, probably about, as you're walking up this almost hill towards the entrance, probably 15 to 20 feet high. As you walk towards the apex of that, you see what you would assume is the mayor's house, one of the larger buildings that you've seen, probably about the size of the actual inn that was in the previous section, but seemingly a single-person residential facility.
Now, if I were going to lay an ambush, I would certainly do it here. Eyes up, everyone.
As they go, Dordare will abruptly swing his quarterstaff out in front of you, Cyril, blocking you as you walk forward. Not like hitting you, but basically just blocking your path.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to pay the toll?
Looks at you. When this is over, you will not leave again till I get answers for what happened before. Narrows eyes at you and who you are.
Oh, my dear Dordare. I don't believe that's up to you.
Are we doing this now?
I'm not.
Bares his teeth. No matter how intimidating you are, I will not let you go until I know my answers. Drops staff and walks forward.
It won't be me you have to contend with, but do as you will.
I'm glad we're all friends.
Me too.
Thanks, Tolopi. Hey,
Wouldn't it be nice if we were
We could-
older and
No.
we didn't have
The Smash
It would
Brothers.
not be.
no, it would actually suck,
So
actually.
Kel just
Oh,
shrivels.
God.
Raisins up.
Ugh, friendship.
Zirboss, are you walking forward?
Yep.
All right. As you begin to approach, go ahead and give me a free perception check.
Can we upgrade to the subscription perception?
Oh my god, that one.
Aw, come on.
All right. What is your AC?
Oh my god.
Is 16.
Okay.
It's always a great question to hear from your DM.
Right.
It really is. Hang on. I can actually check what this really is.
Tons of arrows suddenly.
100 vials of alchemist fire.
How did you know?
Not again. This one isn't even a tower.
I need you to make 100 dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. No, you only get one. You get one save. Save or suck.
Roll a D100. That's how many alchemist fires.
Oh, it is a... Okay. It is a D10. Never mind. Oh, that's bad. Okay. You hear a familiar sound, except this time you're almost expecting it. And what you thought you heard before, almost like a string or something, it sounds more mechanical this time. As you realize it wasn't a bow, it was a crossbow, a very large one at that.
I was so ready for you to say trebuchet, and I would be like, "We're so done, guys. We gotta go."
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Jesus
You
Christ!
can watch Zirboss get impaled.
By a full-on spear.
Yeah.
We're in a, there's 3 people in a line, so all 3 of them just get impaled.
Well, it's a trebuchet,
yeah,
so they're
fucking
throwing
feet.
something huge on top of us.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't
giant
stop.
house.
Like, well, my cereal problem is fixed, but we lost the fuzzy elf. Or the fuzzy moth.
You, Zirboss, turn at the exact time where you see almost a flash off in the distance of something being fired as it strikes the bush in front of you.
Zirboss is going to run forward towards the mansion, taking his mask off and shouting, "Help! Help! The Empire's here!"
Oh my
we're
gosh.
playing this game. Oh, I like this game.
As you sprint away, you do notice something. The arrow that struck had something on it.
Oh.
Are we all able to see that?
So, yeah, you are all able to see the arrow strike. Zirboss, you were able to see that there is something tied to it.
Zirboss, just come back.
So
like,
if you would like to retract what you did, you're more than welcome to.
I'll
But
retract what I
finish
did. Yeah,
describing it.
I didn't realize there was
no
more
worries.
to that.
Yeah, I apologize.
Kind of just taking the bolt and taking up the I suppose piece of paper on it.
As you unfurl the piece of paper, you read. If you're no, if you are friends of Draka, then you should know. Be careful what you touch inside. They've been here for months. I don't know what they're doing, but it's something bad. Been scouting their movements ever since they arrived. And as you look up at the individual, you swear you see some orcish figure off in the distance, but you also see almost snow white hair that is blowing in the wind as they lower their heavy crossbow. And then you see who it's signed from. Brand.
Huh?
Oh. P.S. Sorry for shooting you.
I'm really good at that, apparently.
That would have exploded me.
As you see them kind of disappear into the snowy white mountaintop that's a little bit higher. And for those of you that are not following along,
bolts.
this is where Brand is from, so this is before he was in Ravenloft.
He'll
And he
drop
was a
the
scout
bolt.
for the orcs.
He'll drop the bolt there and start moving up without any sort of ceremony, just moving up towards the door.
Seems we have a guardian angel.
Would you like to roll a perception check as you get closer?
Sure.
I'm gonna sign a little
By all
bit
means. I will say you have advantage with that note, but I don't think you're going to need it.
23.
Yep. You notice that as soon as you walk towards that bush, and you would have seen this before you trip it, there is a tripwire immediately crossing the opening.
Would appear this place is trapped by mundane and perhaps magical means, and he'll just step over it.
And as you do, all of you can now very easily step over that tripwire if you so choose. If anybody wants to try to disable it, you can. Otherwise, it's very easy to avoid.
I'm going to try. That is a great way to blow up.
That's going to hit us on the way
over
out.
it.
There. Yeah. An obstacle we'll forget about when we leave.
Tolopy shoots it.
Bang!
Tolopy crawls
I
underneath.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Tolopy
Oh my God.
a new
Army
string
crawl.
for my loot.
Tolopy will, how low can you go limbo underneath it?
Oh, Tolopy's so cute.
Where do those bongos come from?
These are my combat bongos. I bring them everywhere I go.
Combat bongos? Abel, are you moving up?
Yeah, I have to restart my PC because my power cable came loose.
Oh no!
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh my goodness.
I'm on my phone. I
move
can
you.
hear.
Okay.
Just
As
move
long
my
as you can
token
hear.
for me.
You're good. I got you. As you step forward, now having that note in your hand and immediately having it pay dividends as you notice that tripwire, you see that the door is directly in front of you. It is a double door with one side being where the handle on the lock is. The other side seems to just be completely bare outside of a pane glass window on both of them.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Zeros will move over and try to inspect if it's trapped at all.
Sure. Go ahead and give me, I believe to look for traps is just a investigation.
Investigation. 7.
As you kind of like feel around on the door and give it like a little tap, it doesn't appear to be trapped.
Then he'll open the door.
All right. What's your... No, I'm kidding. As you begin to push it open, you notice that it's locked.
Oh, that's not good. Would anyone here have a lockpick, perchance?
Well, if you don't have one, I don't know who else would.
You're looking at all my possessions.
Zierboss, you notice that the only other way into this particular building is there is a chimney up on top, and there are a couple of windows that kind of line the perimeter. There's one to your left and to your right, and there's probably one around to the back if you were to go look, just based on the architecture.
He'll kind of take a deep breath, realize he has a tool belt for it, and take out a lockpick and try to break the lock.
All right. Are you proficient?
Yes, I am.
All right. Then go ahead and roll with your proficiency bonus.
If that doesn't work, there's always the Empire's way.
11.
All right.
I'm going to really need you to roll above a 5, roll 20.
Yeah. You start to fiddle with the lock, and as you're doing so, you feel like there's an extra, almost as you're going through and pushing up each of the individual segments of the lock where the grooves of the key would be, you feel like there's almost something extra in there, and you stop tapping for a second and realize that there's some kind of trigger inside of the lock.
He'll very slowly take the lockpick out. It would appear that there's some form of trap on the other side of the door.
Oh. So, Empire's way then?
I suppose so.
Well, if you'll all take a step backwards, safety and all.
Cute.
And Cyril will step forward, and assuming everyone is as safe a distance as they'd like to be away from it, he's going to attempt to kick the door in.
Ave Imperator.
Indeed.
Nice.
Here we go. We'll knock politely, and he'll kick the door.
All right. As you kick down the door, give me just a second. Go ahead and Zierboss and Cyril, go ahead and give me dexterity saving throws.
Am I able to see what's coming In case I would like
can.
to choose to fail.
Sure. You see what seems to be some kind of tripwire on the other side of the door. So whatever Zirboss was going up against seemed to be preventing him from picking it open. As you simply try to push it open and bypass the lock, there seems to just be something on the other side that's about to trigger.
Okay, but I'm not able to tell if it's like an explosion or an arrow or something like that. It's okay if not. I just wanted to.
I will say you could probably hear the sound of an explosion about to go off. It's pretty clear when it's almost instantaneous.
I will not be able to block that from anyone behind me, so I'll just make
correct. All right.
That's an 18, actually.
Holy shit.
All right. Zirboss?
25.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. All right.
Hey,
Both of you take half of 14, which is 7 damage.
But afraid I don't, because if I'm subjected to an effect that allows me to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, I can use my reaction to take no damage if I succeed on the saving throw, interposing my shield between myself and the source of the effect.
Yeah, Shield Master.
Baby.
Yep, you sure can.
So
Zero.
Cyril
Yeah, well, I
slammed
take
his shield
7.
down into the ground.
Yeah.
Cyril will slam his shield into the ground and just bolster himself against the explosion.
I assume that Zirboss is just very annoyingly like brushing himself off. Like, really?
Zirboss is having a bad day. He's just taking.
Yeah.
He's the only one taking damage.
He's the only one taking
all
damage.
day.
Cyril will reach over after the explosion has subsided and just sort of gently pat you on the shoulder as I'll lay on hands again to give you that 7 back.
Not had a good day at all.
Yep.
I did say step back.
He just forlornly just stares like.
You know, I can't see anything behind that mask.
He's just gonna walk through the door.
After you. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah. Zirboss, as you enter, and unfortunately I don't have like a whole layout of the house, but I will describe what you see. As you push through the front door, this does seem to look like it was at one time a very lavish residence, but a lot of the curtains have been not just drawn, but almost boarded up the windows with some kind of material. It looks like they might have chopped down some wood and just bolted them to keep anything from being seen out of the back windows and the front windows. As you kind of move about the entranceway, you notice that even the chimney seems to have been blocked off and completely boarded up, not allowing anybody to go down that way.
No Christmas gift for these guys.
Yeah, pretty much. And as you kind of look around, you notice that there's the main foyer, and there's almost 2 branching paths, one to the left and one to the right. On the left is kind of a U-shaped doorway that doesn't have any actual door in it that leads down a tile hallway. On the other end, it looks like there is a door that is currently closed that is wooden. And then there are also some steps that lead directly up to a second floor.
Is anyone here?
No one here. You kind of hear it echo out through the hall.
Housekeeping.
Make yourselves known.
Or we'll sweep ya.
No reply.
No reply.
All right, I guess we go start investigating the house.
All right. As you guys move in, would you like to start downstairs or upstairs?
Aren't we already downstairs anyway?
Correct, yeah, but there's two different paths downstairs, and then there's stairs upstairs.
I assume we'd start on the bottom floor that we're entering from.
Sure. Everybody give me some investigation checks.
Floor 0 for the British.
British.
Yeah.
Ground floor.
Bro.
My shitty investigation. I miss being
That's a
giddy.
16 for Cyril.
That's a 12. Not bad.
21.
It was almost a natural 20, but it is a 2.
And then
which
it
is
turned
very
into a 2.
appropriate. Yeah.
Aw.
Bosco, you'll have to roll for me. I'm still restarting my computer.
No worries. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I will roll it for you. Give me one
Hi,
second.
Cypher.
Hi, Cypher.
Hi, Zan.
All right, investigation. Here it comes. That's a 15 for Abel. So, Zirboss and Abel, you've done some investigations or snooping around in your day. Abel, as you kind of take off to the right side of the home, you open the door to what looks to be some kind of guest bedroom. It doesn't appear to be anything that has been used recently. The sheets over the bed look like they've been made and are just kind of sitting there. The windowsill almost looks a little bit dusty, like nobody's come in here in quite some time. But the desk that you do see has some papers kind of scattered about it. And as you quickly kind of go through them, you see different, not necessarily spell scrolls, but different spells laid out on a table as if somebody was transcribing them. You see what looks to be a charm person's spell that was starting to be written out, a dominate person spell, and you also see some notes on sorcerers specifically and their ability to imbue spells with special, let's call them magical abilities that wizards and warlocks don't really have. Something that is almost in their bloodline to enhance spells. And this seems to be research on attempting to have that effect without being a sorcerer on various spells. The ones that I mentioned are the ones that you can see that have actually been written out. Zirboss, as you kind of head in the other direction down the tiled hallway, you notice what looks to be a massive open area. It could have been a dining room. It could have at one time been a kitchen with a dining room, but it looks like it's been completely gutted. And on the floor seems to be a massive teleportation circle with just a sigil inscribed. Not a particular one of a god or anything like that, but just a standard teleportation circle to where? Hard to discern. But you are able to find it in that room. And that is what you find on the bottom floor.
It appears there's a teleportation circle here. No telling how recently it's been used.
Well, that could explain how they could enter here and not be seen for a while. I suppose we'll check
anyone else
the
find
upstairs.
anything down here?
Well, I rolled a 16, but the DM didn't tell me anything.
So,
no.
Cyril, you would have went with Abel because I apologize. I missed your 16. But you would have seen those. You would have seen those notes as well about the charm person, the sorcerer notes, as well as the dominate person.
Oh, I don't think I rolled my investigation. Hang on.
Oh, well, let's see what you get.
Silly.
Natural one.
Yep. Nope. That's
natural one. Nice.
SoCal,
That fits.
SoCal doesn't care.
Huh.
He was brought here to kill things, and now people are looking for things. So he's just sitting there.
So, Kel, look what I found.
What's that?
I open my hand. There's like another moth.
That must be very awkward for you.
Yeah, it flies away.
Fantastic.
Again, Dordear's just like, what are you?
Well, I suppose I'll leave the research notes to our mage expert. Shall we check the upstairs?
Pull thing off the table and put it in his priest's pack.
Okay. And as you guys kind of all head upstairs to investigate that, go ahead and give me another, we'll call this a group investigation check.
Oh, goody.
So if we fail, it's collectively.
20.
Correct.
9.
All right.
14.
Oh, 16.
12.
All right. You guys all pass collectively as a group. As you kind of move as a group upstairs, we're just going to leave it at that. As you all pass as a group, you head upstairs. This seems to be where all of the other actual bedrooms are, presumably for whatever family would live here when there was a mayor in power. You're not really sure, but you each kind of take a different bedroom, of which there are 3. And collectively, you guys kind of go through a bunch of notes and papers and stuff of that nature. And as you reconvene in what is the master bedroom, you see an even larger table than what Cyril and Abel found downstairs in the guest bedroom. It almost seems to be like a workshop in this master suite. There are spell components. There are vials of liquid of all different sorts of color. There are more notes kind of stacked up. And in particular, there is a large stack of notes with a singular scroll still wrapped up on top of the pile. It looks like it was left there pretty quickly, as if somebody was working on something and darted out of the room. It was just kind of tossed there. And that is what you guys find collectively as a group.
What do you think the odds are that they knew we were coming?
I would imagine decently high. But we have the evidence we need. We can return back to Terzan.
Yes, shame we couldn't find them. Would love to talk with them about this supposed cure.
Great. So I guess it's back to the pits for me.
I wouldn't be too sure.
What about
After
the
all, you've
teleportation
successfully...
circle?
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Sir, what about the teleportation circle?
We can investigate it further, but I cannot
we
say where it
destroy it?
goes, nor how to activate it. We could destroy it.
Poke.
Fortunately, I am not a knowledgeable enough caster to take hold of it.
I imagine few are, at least on the right side of the law. Still, can we, like, look around specifically for maybe tracks or footprints?
Sure. I will say with your investigation check, because most of you rolled pretty high, there are a couple of tracks just because the house is pretty dusty in other areas. As you go back out towards the steps, you notice that there are some imprints into the carpet that is on the floor, and it looks like they were running down the steps.
Out the front door, or do they seem to go
It looks like
somewhere
they were
else?
running into that room where Zirboss found the teleportation circle.
Okay. So, I suppose it's a vote then. Attempt to finish the chase, or head back with boring pieces of paper.
Chase.
That's one vote for chase. Anyone else?
Yeah. Abel's gonna sort of just like be sort of scratching his chin, and he like looks at like all the notes he's collected, and he says, "This definitely seems like one part of a larger operation. You know, not every coven of mages has a teleportation circle."
Is that a vote for chase, I hear?
That's a vote for chase from me.
All right, two for chase. Anyone else?
It is just before you guys take off. Is anyone taking or looking at the scroll that was on the table?
Which table?
Or that they were scrolls of like dominate and such. Or is there?
There was one singular scroll that was on the table upstairs that you found. It looks like it was left there on top of some other notes.
Oh, missed that. Sorry.
Yep,
Oh,
my
yeah, I missed that
apologies.
too.
Yep. Nope.
Didn't the
That's
note
all.
say
That's my
to
bad.
be careful though?
I would.
The
Didn't
note
say
did.
to be
The note
careful
said.
about stuff,
The
though?
note did say to be careful, but I was just asking if anybody was either looking
I
or
would collect
taking it.
if nobody
Okay.
did, because I've been sort of like collecting the notes as evidence.
It's evidence, yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Did you look at it or just?
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay.
Well-
It says this is a bomb.
This scroll will self-destruct.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common and Dwarven.
And
It just says,
explosion.
"Did you get my other note? Acid splash."
As per my previous
last magic scroll.
Yeah.
As you kind of open it up, you see a language inscribed that you don't really understand.
What language were you talking about, Ed?
I was just asking what languages he spoke when he tried to read it.
Yeah, is there any way I could tell what language it is in?
Go ahead and give me, we'll call this history.
Sure. Let's see. History. I am actually proficient in history. Let's hope this is a good roll. That's 14 from me.
It is written, strangely, in Goblin.
Huh.
If only we had someone who could speak Goblin.
What a mysterious, not used often language.
Yeah, well, That is interesting. As Abel's gonna pick up the scroll, it says those guards said that the apostates were human, right? So, if that's true, my wondering is why is this scroll in Goblin? And I'm gonna pass it to Zokel.
He'll unfurl it and he'll read it. He'll look over and says, "It's a bomb."
We're gonna die.
I called him DoorDash.
DoorDash.
No,
I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it from any one of you all.
Yes!
None of you.
Yes!
George, shut the fuck up. Dare is going to back up a little bit because he remembers. Yeah.
Is anybody else backing away before I explain what was on the scroll?
Toby has no idea what's happening, so Toby's not gonna move.
Cool.
Cyril's curious what it says, so he's nearby as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He'll actually get down with Tolapi so they both can read it.
Yeah, because Toby can also read.
Not you! Alexa! Stop!
The note says, "This is a bomb."
It says Connor the Trash.
It says we're trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Okay. I actually read it.
All right. As you read it, in Goblin, it says, if you've managed to get this far, it's already too late. Not that you'll remember this anyway, nor will anyone in a short time. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so Bosco did want us to pick up his bomb.
Yeah. Do we
It's
both need to
brain
make
bomb.
wisdom saving throws?
No, just...
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh no.
His brain went smooth.
That's really bad.
As you read it, you forget what you read instantly. As everyone watches as the goblin letters fade off of the page.
Oh.
Does anything physically happen other than the
go-
letters phasing off of the page? Anything?
Other than watching the letters basically evaporate, there's nothing physical that happens to the piece of paper.
Okay. But I heard him read everything that was on there before that happened. To him.
Did you read it aloud, or did you just read it to yourself before you said anything?
He would have read it aloud because they're the only ones that care about this.
Okay, then yes, anybody who listened to what he just said would have heard it.
Do we also need to make the save, or is it only the person who...
It's only him.
Okay.
Ha! You didn't have the audiobook clause on your stupid scroll, didn't you, you fuckers?
Amazon gets away with it again.
I'm going to look at Zokel and just sort of get an assessment as to what is afflicting him, what the scroll
Zokel,
did to him.
you feel perfectly fine. You just were handed a scroll and it looks blank. And by fine, I mean as fine as you were considering your current condition.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Oh. Well, that's handy. I don't suppose you remember what it is you've just read, do you?
Did I read something?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he's stupid.
Well, let's be nice.
Ain't
Is
stupid.
there,
I just
a
didn't
way
read a damn thing.
to identify if anybody's currently under a magical effect?
So if you have detect magic, you would be able to figure out if there was any essence of that in the air. Otherwise, you could do an Arcana check to see if you've ever seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I'll do an Arcana check.
I would also like to do an Arcana check.
Anybody who has Arcana or any kind of knowledge of Arcana may roll this.
You mean proficiency?
Not proficiency, but if you feel like your character might have a chance to know this, you can roll it.
Oh, Tolpi is so out.
Yeah.
I'll
It's a
try.
9
fuck it.
from me.
Yep.
It's a 15.
I always love the brain blast. I'm so down with it.
DoorDash in the house.
Oh my gosh.
I'm hungry.
I got your pizza right here.
Right here, baby. Abel, did you roll it? Yeah, it was a 9 for Abel.
Yeah.
Cyril got a 15 and a nat 20 for DoorDare.
It's a nat 19, actually.
Oh, sorry, a natural 19. I apologize.
No, that's
that is my
different,
mistake.
That 19-sided die.
Yeah.
Yep. Abel, you've seen things that can debilitate people mentally, but the problem is there's so many different versions of this that it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. Cyril, you've also seen people essentially lose track of things that have happened. And then you think back to some of the scrolls that you saw, the charm person, the dominate person. Oftentimes, these kinds of spells will cause people not to remember exactly what happened because there's a block between what they were told to do and what they remember doing. DoorDare, you've specifically seen something like this before in your travels. You know that this is modify memory. He will not have any memory of what just happened in a specific point in time in the last 24 hours. And it appears that reading that scroll was the thing that he was supposed to forget.
Growls. His memory's been changed.
Well, that's what I was afraid of. Abel's going to roll up his sleeves. I'm going to extend a hand out towards Zokel and say, you might want to hold still.
Get away from me.
I'm going to reach out to
Smacks
Zokel.
his forehead.
I'm gonna grab Zokel's forehead and start muttering an incantation. I'm going to cast Remove Curse.
The curse
Zokel,
was the only thing keeping him alive, you fool.
You feel a magical force run into your body and almost pull something out of you that you didn't realize was there it's almost like taking a very deep breath after trying to hold your breath for too long. As your lungs fill with oxygen, there's a sense of relief as something escapes and you remember what you read.
And then I'm gonna take my hand off and I'm gonna start like shaking it. I'm like,
You also take 72
magic.
psychic damage for being touched on the forehead without your permission.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna shove the now empty scroll into my priest's pack as a. It's like, well,
Now
we're gonna
we
have to note that down.
And now we understand why our other hobgoblin friend has seemingly no memory of this cure. Other than that supposedly it happened.
I've changed my vote to Chase.
Right. Well, seems it's decided then, unless, Zirbos, you are fully committed against the idea.
No, I just do not know if we can give chase.
No harm in trying.
So it sounds like investigating the teleportation circle?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What I will allow you guys to do, you can either give me an investigation check or an arcana check of your choice.
That's a
Arcana
14
or-
Arcana from Cyril.
Or investigation, whichever one is your better one.
They both suck.
Mine are both the same, so I'll go
That's
with
a
Arcana.
2.
That's a 9 for
That's
me.
the same thing you just rolled.
Yep.
Anybody else, or is that it? Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Zokel,
17.
The 17, okay.
The mythical 17.
And then, Zirbos, did you want to do an arcana or investigation?
We will try. 18.
Excellent. So, Zokel and Tolapi, you guys kind of work together to scour the room. You guys are able to find some more papers that are kind of tucked away in a corner that initially were missed when you first glanced over the room. They appear to be drawings of this same teleportation circle. And as you find those papers, Zirbos and it looks like Cyril, you got a 14, right?
Yes.
Okay. both of you are able to channel the arcane energies that have moved through here. And you are able to almost get like a signature, a location that pings back from this teleportation circle. The circle itself looks like it hasn't been used super recently, which is a little odd, but it does give you a ping back to a location, a very general location. And it's the same location written on the pieces of paper that you guys find in the corner. And it is the country of Gasol.
Is that P Gasol or M Gasol?
We're
just
going to have-
Gasol.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to give chase here.
And why not?
Unless you wish to start a war, at least further conflicts between the Empire and the Kingdom of Gasol, we should report back to what we found.
Well, it sounds like if they're the ones that are behind all this, the war's already kicked off.
In which case we'd be marching directly into wherever this is in Gasol.
Well, he does have a point. If a war's gonna kick off, we might as well have the army at our backs.
You also
Unless,
at least
of course,
have
we
proof.
risk the opportunity for reinforcements once we leave. But I can certainly understand not wanting to dive headfirst into the darkened mysteries on the other side of this circle. If you think it wise, I suppose we can return.
Is everybody heading out?
Guess
Yeah.
so.
right.
I'm gonna stay behind because I would like to try and find a way to destroy this teleportation circle on the way out.
Okay, how would you like to attempt to do that?
Great sword.
Okay.
And if that
so you're
doesn't work,
basic-
I have Dispel Magic.
Okay. Which one did you want to try first, or do you want to do both so that you can just try to deactivate it in as many ways as possible?
You know what? Dispel Magic is it's got rage on it. Yeah, I'm gonna swing my greatsword at the floor where the runes are written and break the floorboards apart, and as I do so, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Can Toby just sneak in a gunshot onto the floor?
If you would like to, Tolopi doesn't know Dispel Magic by any chance, do they?
They know gun, so...
They know gun? Then, all right, give me an
let
attack
see if
roll
I
for
know Dispel
Tolopi.
Magic. Hold on.
Yeah.
No. They're just gonna shoot the floor.
Then yeah, give me some damage on the attack so I know what you're doing. You're
All right.
basically gonna hit without a nat 1. Good.
7.
7. And you're give me an attack for Abel as well, since you're doing damage to it.
Yeah, I'll attack with Great Weapon Master. It's
Yeah,
4.
god dang. I love Great Weapon Master's so
Wow.
good. Yeah.
That's 21 damage.
I think
to
you
the
got it.
floor.
Yeah. All right.
And then
So,
yeah, I
let's
just
double
imagine
check.
as the sword strikes the ground, like a golden wave of energy comes out as Dispel Magic will target
right,
the
so-
circle.
I believe. I gotta double check Dispel Magic because I believe this is gonna be a roll for you.
Yeah, any spell of 3rd
Yeah.
level or lower,
Or
and
lower.
for a spell of 4th level or lower, it's an ability check, and the
Which,
DC is 10
spoiler-
plus the spell's level.
Which, spoiler, it definitely is. So go ahead and give me a
Wisdom check.
wisdom. Yep. Is it wisdom?
Yeah, because it's my spellcasting
Spellcasting.
ability.
Yep. Yep. You're right.
All right. Oof!
Oh.
Anyone want to aid me on this check?
Ooh. I'll help you. I'm there with
You
my
wanna-
gun.
all right.
anyway.
There,
That's
yeah.
true.
I'll aid you
are
with
getting
my
aided.
gun.
I'll give it to you.
You are
I'll give it to you.
helping me.
One more time.
Oh, it's a 7.
It was meant to be. However, as you kind of push through the Dispel Magic, you drive your greatsword into one half of this teleportation circle. Tolby, you kind of aim directly at the center where there's this like very intricate carved symbol and blast it to pieces. And while you feel like your Dispel Magic probably didn't take hold as it almost dies on impact, the circle itself is destroyed.
We've physically broken it. See, yeah, and then I'll just sort of like swing my greatsword back up onto my shoulder and look at Tolopy and say, "That's the good thing about magic runes. There's 2 ways to break them."
Yeah.
And then I'll head out to the door.
All right.
Just stares at the camera.
As all of you exit this building, there is an eerie silence, even more so than when you first came in. The whipping wind that you were kind of used to cutting through the different corridors of the mountain pass don't seem to be howling as loud as they were. As you all step out onto the gravel road that leads out of this particular building, you watch on the horizon back from where you came, almost like a spark of light. Tolopy, you also see this first. It's almost like a beam of sunlight. It's a small dot off in the distance that just keeps getting brighter. And as you watch Tolopy start to giggle, you all turn your attention and notice this. As you watch a wave of energy shoot out towards you and encompass the top of these mountain peaks. I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God.
goody!
Wisdom
Oh no,
save.
Tolopy! That's so bad.
Let's go.
That's an
cleric.
8.
It's 14.
11.
14.
That's a 12.
Anyone who rolled above a 14 or a 14
okay.
manages to close your eyes and almost prevent yourself from being blinded by this eclipse-like light. There's another pause. And as everyone kind of blinks and gets your bearing, Abel, Zokel, and Zirbos, you look around as all of your compatriots seem to have a blank stare on their face, as the rest of you can't seem to remember what you're doing up here. And for tonight, that is where we are gonna end tonight's session.
Oh no!
Come on.
Yep.
Not like this.
Oh no, Tolopy! He can't.
Does that
remember
mean-
how to- Oh no!
Sorry, go ahead.
You if we do this again, you guys will find out what you remember and what you don't.
Oh, does that mean I forget my trauma?
We're
Oh, no,
gonna
it's
find
not
out
that
what you
different.
forget.
Trauma unbound.
Guys, just gonna blink and be like, "Hi, my name's Dordare. You're Cyril. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you, buddy."
You just see like the Cyclops from Phoenix Wright appear.
It's just 18 chains.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, good session, Bosco.
Yeah. No,
How dare you leave us on? Now people are gonna want Unexpectables.
They're gonna want
again.
that was the
We're
goal.
on a literal cliffhanger.
Literally.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so congratulations on avoiding my combat, by the way. So well done on that. But yeah, let's
Also, shout out
de-introduce
to all the
ourselves
people
and-
in chat who still don't know what our classes are.
Yeah, it's fair. The sound of smooth jazz means that we've brought you to the end of this 2-off. Thank you again for playing, everybody. Big shout out to Citra King, who once again rushed another portrait of
you.
Dordare. So thank you for the overlay, the update to the overlay. He even updated, I think, Abel a little bit. So thank you to
Citric
Citra.
on his king shit.
He is the king. And as much as I
Tolopy
tease him,
still
he
has
was
a gun.
Just of Guam.
Yeah.
he's just the king now. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is the end of the 2-off. We'll be back to Unexpectables. I know YouTube was like, they're starting a new campaign. No, we are not. This is not a new campaign. But if we do play it again,
technically, sort of, but not really, but sort of.
this is a nice universe where I can run a campaign or I can run a one-off, and now I have a cliffhanger to bring people back to. All right. Well, then let's go around the horn, de-introduce ourselves, and we will start with our newcomer this week, Sarah Williams. Where can they find you? What are you up to?
I'm on Blue Sky and YouTube. It's Sarah with an H and with an E, Willia. DoorDash. I'm hungry.
Yeah, right.
I'm very hungry. I mean, yeah, that's me. I got nothing to shill. Me and Rabbit will stream tomorrow. Yay!
Next up, we have got a returning but also kind of new person to the episode, Mark Allen Jr. Thank you for joining us late.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Happy
it.
I was able to jump in.
Yeah.
But you can find me on Blue Sky at Mark Allen Jr., here on Twitch at Aeon Protect Gaming. Find me on TikTok at Mark Allen Jr. VA. And follow Bunny, my fat sleepy cat, on Instagram at Chonk4Life. Sunday, I will be doing a 3-hour music challenge stream. I spin a wheel. I get a genre. I have 3 hours to make a song in that genre. Trying to make it a community thing. So, hey, if you're a musician, swing on by. Jump in the challenge. We'll listen to everybody's piece at the end. It's going to be fun.
Very nice. Next up, we have friend of the channel, and hopefully we will see them once more before Ravenloft. Sci-Fry, what are you up to?
Hi, Sci-Fry.
Hi. I'm up to all sorts of stuff like variety gaming, GTA RP, D&D, other RPGs. I'm always cooking something, so come on by to twitch.tv/sci-fi and you might like what you see. You can also find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Sci-Fi TV. Though I don't really post about the stuff I'm doing there, it's mostly just retweeting shit posts.
God's work.
Excellent. Speaking of God, they'll be returning to the Unexpectables next week. God, Monty Glue, what are you up to?
That's a little whatever.
Your DM God.
Yeah, we got Unexpectables next week. I'm running a lot of games. Tomorrow will be Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Friday will be Final Fantasy 14. Leave me alone on the weekends. I got plans. Monday will be hopefully Kirby. And you can catch me on Xanalis Grimm's channel as Koro, the Tiefling Monk. Tuesday, you can catch me as Oss, the Goliath Paladin, with the Vecna game. And on Tuesday evenings, bi-weekly, we're going to be doing Keys from the Golden Vault.
Are you in enough games?
Yeah. I'm in a lot. And I'm potentially starting up another one, so it's a little wild, but,
Excellent. Speaking of somebody who's in so many games, Xanalis Grimm, what are you doing and where can they find you?
That's me. How do I hold all these games? Hey, gang.
Whoa.
It's Zan. You can catch me tomorrow over twitch.tv/MontyGlue, as Monty already alluded to, for some more Dungeon of the Mad Mage, where I play a human fighter who is very sad, but a little happy now that we killed a Elder Brain and a Neothalith, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, a Neothalid.
Yeah, giant worm, dead. We're still not in great position, so if you want to see the fallout to that, that'll be there. Monday, twitch.tv/ZanOScrim at 7 p.m. PST, as Monty also alluded to. I run a game for Monty, Bosco, and a few friends. If you like fun adventures in space that is D&D, that'll be there for you. Then Tuesday, over at twitch.tv/Distortion Devil, 2 p.m. PST, you can catch Connor's very masterfully ran, Vecna Eve of Ruin, that myself, Bosco, and myself, Bosco, Monty, and Mark Allen Jr. are all in. Names are hard for some reason all of a sudden. But if that interests you, that'll be there. The first session's already up. It was really, really fun, really spooky. After that, we have Halo Lasso Infinite Edition. So if you want that, that'll be there for you as well. And I think that's me. Saturday, are we on, Connor?
This Saturday is Baldur's Gate.
Oh, never mind. That's me.
No, but also, hi, you can check me out at EdBoscoVA on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and right here on twitch.tv/EdwardBosco. We're on Saturday. I will be in Baldur's Gate, and you should totally watch, because it's great. It's a lot of fun. Also, Thursday will be more Sneak King, which we will hopefully finish. No, don't cheer that.
It's amazing.
We'll be finishing.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we'll be finishing Sneak King. It's going to be great. So if you want to come watch me suffer, that'll be great. And then when that's over, we will actually play something fun. Hopefully, that will be also a throwback game. Come find out what that is after we're done with Sneak King. Friday will be more wrestling, MAW Friday Night Flashbang, where you can actually watch Connor play actual Wrestling Satan. It's great. Lots of fun. Then on Sunday is my day of rest, like the Lord, and I will be watching football. Monday will be Stalwart Souls over on Xanalis Grimm's channel. And then, yes, I am in the Vecna game Eve of Ruin with some of my compatriots here, playing a very cool paladin that you should come check out. Also, we'll be back here on Wednesday for more Unexpectables, and Tuesday night will be Halo Lasso Edition in Halo Infinite. I can't wait. It'll be lots of fun. Distortion Devil, Connor McKinley, take us home. What are you up to? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Distortion Devil, Instagram at Connor McKinley VA. You can find all of my TTRPG VODs and otherwise videos related to TTRPGs over on youtube.com/Devils and Dice Rolls. Because I made another channel for some reason.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Ugh.
I think it was a good idea.
Well, yes, you can find the VODs of Vecna Eve of Ruin, of which the second VOD just went up before we went live tonight.
Woo!
So if you're still hankering for some D&D content, head on over there and you can see as the party makes their way through the nest of the Eldritch Eye. Also, that will be happening half an hour earlier from now on. It'll be happening at 2 o'clock PST, 4 o'clock CST, over on twitch.tv/Distortion Devil. As well, my schedule for streaming is sort of still a little bit sporadic, but I will look to have something more concrete in the near future here. But that's about it for me, really. This episode was brought to you in part by Die Hard Dice.
Hit it, Martin.
Die Hard Dice!
Nah, everything's right.
That's right. Die Hard Dice is your one-stop shop for
Zito?
dice and dice accessories. And if you head on over to dieharddice.com, you can use the code Unexpectables to save 10% on your order. Get those holiday orders in now.
But like actually though.
Yes. Supplies may not last. Also, they're doing some funny giveaways depending on how much you spend. So, if you're looking for a gift for the TTRPG lover in your life, then there's no better choice than Die Hard Dice. As well, check out our spring store. We've got all sorts of Unexpectables themed designs. We have a new Gateway themed design that can become all sorts of different products of your choice. So, support the show by buying some merch and get yourself some Unexpectables swag. We also couldn't do this week in, week out without bits and subs from viewers like you. Bosco, where do we leave off?
I believe it was one of Gauze's bit drops. Their second one, I believe.
All right, then. Sandwind, thank you for the 54 months. First stream since turning 30. Oh, wait, I think we got that one.
Yeah, I think that was the last one I read.
Zombie Monster, thank you for the 15 months of Prime. Yippee! Mortalia, thank you for the 55 months of Prime. Hi there, see you in the VODs. Zenalita, thank you for the 100 bits. Episode title, Memore is the Key.
Memore.
Zenalita, thank you for the additional 100 bits. Memory. Damn it. You spelled it wrong. And now you have to donate an additional 100 bits to fix it. Cube 222. Thank you for the raid with a party of 15. Callum Draws, thank you for the 25 bits. Episode title, Forget Me Not.
Oh,
nice.
Good.
That's good.
Callum Draws, thank you for the additional 25 bits. Man, I just realized the stream title of Ever Wonder Why We're Here has a whole new meaning.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Sure does. It's also a red versus blue reference, since last episode was totally not that.
Yeah, as is evidenced by the title, Red versus Blue was definitely not a Red versus Blue reference.
I didn't pick the episode title.
Stellar Coyote, thank you as well for the 50 bits. Bosco, I just completed the first Octopath Traveler. I was pleased to see you in the credits. Also, congrats on the latest Hell of the Boss.
Thank you for both. Also play the second Octopath Traveler. You know, cuz.
Just cuz.
Yeah, reasons.
That's it for me.
All right. Who do we want to raid? I have a suggestion.
Who do you got?
I have Alfred. We have Paper Box House.
Hey,
who's playing
I like
Super
that.
Mario Party. Want to raid Alfred? It's been a while since we raided him off of Unexpectables.
I'm good with that.
All right, Paper Box House. You know his name, Connor, or whoever's in charge of the raid.
That's Connor.
What should our raid message be?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah,
With a
that's actually
question
not.
mark?
That would work
Yeah,
this time.
that works.
Huh?
Sci-Fi, if I ever manage to raid you, you know what the message is gonna be.
Hi, Cypher.
Hi, Cypher.
Yeah, if I ever see my chat just starts ripping, hi, Cypher.
No,
Oh,
because now
no.
I'm also gonna steal that. So no.
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Huh?
We'll see you back this time next week.
For more Unexpectables.
I think. Yes.
Yeah.
For more Unexpectables. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care now. Bye-bye then.
Okay, love you. Bye bye.
It's over.